as well. So Sentinels will need to show what they can do.
Is YWL on support?
Much selection available to the other roles as we're into it now.
Dude, the fact that Mask rolls out on the Angela too, like, you know, if you got the other side of the coin, it's not gonna be the Thor, it's gonna be the Angela, her sister, instead. And now you're gonna be seeing the 1v1 duel as currently already feeling the pressure is gonna be Yusher rolling out on the Star-Lord. The fact too, by the way, that both teams have Cyclops available and Zaytex takes on that mantle while Sentinels still trying to make this
Cyclops literally free, bro. They could literally play Cyclops.
Yeah, Mask just ripping YWL out of the sky, and now Sentinels already going to be a player down, so it might be first point going in favor of we lost, unless Sentinels decide to try and stall this one out, but they're not even going to have the chance to. They've already lost 2, 3, and they are all dropping as easy as that. So we lost, applying the pressure. And again, you know, this isn't the craziest comp I've ever seen. Sure, it's a little bit different having the Angela available, but this is all something that is very common at the moment in 8.5.
Yeah, that's very true, right? And then when you can expect, I mean, you see the Ultron Protect, right? Why not immediately come out of the gates with the counter? And that is going to be up to Mask and Zaytex together with a 3-2-1. It's going to be so much pressure to deal with. That's why you see the swap up.
Also,
Amazing now himself.
I guess they're running dive, but I was about to say, I don't know why Kurova's on that character. They don't even have a defensible, and I don't think that character, White Fox, is a defensible. White Fox ult sucks.
Around these tree stumps too, and feeling the pressure.
I actually think YWL might win this, chat.
Great peel from Zaytex, just going to be able to falter.
This might be our first prediction we get wrong today.
Again, even if he made that swap up.
Dongmin is able to get one. Crimzo follows up as
I guess
well. So that's 2 KOs
too,
go
but
in favor of Sen, and perhaps they've finally been able to break through. But Mask still just trying to bully at the moment. Flame's going to be the target. And can you stay up is the real question. No, you can't. So even though they've been able to get KOs on the board, you've still got Mask causing a problem on the back line, but finally gets shut down. And it looks like Sen should be able to convert this point in their favor. But in the moment, we lost, are just stalling out as best as they can.
And as long as they can, like they're literally already nearing like 70%. It took them that long to deal with Luca, who finally falls, and they finally flip the point in their favor. Jitward still takes the 1v1 versus YWL. Third time going down, it seems like here. And Crimson and Dogman at least have these 2 ultimates coming up, as well as the rest of Sentinels once they are regrouped.
Regroup, and now we're going to see Dongmin again on this Van Pool, causing a little bit of a problem for we lost, but with Yusha going down now, Sentinels again up behind, so they have to start popping some ults here, but we lost respond with some of their own.
The fact that you have the anti from the Feast of the Abyss to follow up right after Zaytex had that Ruby Rage and so much damage to deal with. And Sentinels, they put 1 toe on the point, and just as quickly, we lost, snatch it from them.
For those of you who haven't seen much Cyclops in your games, or you haven't necessarily been able to play Cyclops because of your ranked games as well, it is the ability for Cyclops to survive, how he can move around and avoid some of the damage that's coming their way. Great survivability. Speaking of, Mask also getting in the face of Sentinels at the moment as Galactic Legend gets popped, but there is going to be the counter with the fate of both worlds.
Xantho's looking on phase 2, right? You have the counter, you keep everybody alive. Amazing now looking into go. Oh, the charm!
Damn. YWL, man. YWL has been playing so much support lately that his DPS kind of rusty right now, chat. I don't know, man. What's going on, dude? YWL is usually not like this.
Jitwood is going to have Let the Devil Out available to him and will start to apply that pressure to the back line, followed up with the damage from Zaytex. YWL trying to counter with one of his own, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Sentinels have lost 4-5 and they will be done. First round goes in favor of we lost, and they looked very comfortable indeed.
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu, Gaskin. We had the Cyclops from Energy on TLC in our first series pop off. You let that go through here, and we lost. We talked about it before, expecting Zaytex to take up that mantle, and he's done so successfully. 8 finals, by the way, only going down twice. Well, Flame is not having a great day. I mean, despite you're not able to stay alive too, you're getting harassed here from Mask, who's taken to the skies. It's forced Amazing to swap 3 different times now. This third swap being onto the Daredevil makes you wonder where that bread and butter that you want to rely on the Rage and Roll Flush together with Yusher and that Galactic Legend was to stop shortly too, and it's kind of slowing down the pace of Flame and building up this ultimate.
With the bans that came out from we lost as well, targeting that back line, I mean, it's evident it's working.
How are you going to call me Scam 3 when I'm literally 5 for 5 right now in predictions,
correct? I expect them to be able to play them to a certain standard, but if it is not mains for them, if they're still learning them in the way off the back of replacing Oasis, there is always going to be, how do they perform in a tournament setting? And at the moment, they have not been able to get going. We lost. The strategy has very much worked so far they've been able to take full advantage of the slow start here from Sentinels.
And I'm a little worried, too, going into this round 2. Luca's about to have another Feast of the Abyss. So together with that and Kendrick being able to keep everybody alive with the Kumio Unleash. Amazing, just looking to keep up this pressure here. They call that where Mask is up above their foreheads. The next pick goes out. Fortunate here for Amazing to be able to go down here. And Kendrick, together with that Feast of the Abyss, as well as the Kumio Unleash, allows YWL to walk up for free.
Should be able to capture this one as well. Sen probably won't try and contest too much. Instead, they're going to back off, try and regroup and reassess. But Crimzo just gets ripped from the sky as well. Zatex having a field day at the moment. I wish I had the ability to play Cyclops in all of my games. And Zatex showing just how powerful
I think
Cyclops
this might be a
in
GG's.
the right hands, as now Ruby Rage is going to be available to him as well.
I just want to see more communication here from the duelists between Yusha and Amazing. Yeah, we saw those finals earlier before, and Yusha's just trying to help get these follows, but look at the fact that they're also feeling this pressure.
I think Sentinels lost in the ban phase.
Spawn room gates. It's just getting a fly swatter and swatting Massive. Stop being a nuisance.
Sentinels saved Ultron instead of Gambit.
Rallying up the troops with his freedom charge.
And they also, what was the other save that they did? Something ridiculous, chat. What was the save?
Falls next. Beautiful freeze up to Santos, and this is going to be Sentinels to take over the
it was Gambit.
Yeah, that was a very well-planned attack. That's what we need from Sentinels. You know, we talk
their
about
last
how
save was Gambit.
Their balanced gameplay, their strategic style, when they are able to all communicate in a certain way and engage, and they're all on the same page, very difficult to play against. So a well-thought-out fight for Sentinels, and they will finally get their hands on the point after 42% goes in favor of we lost. But now off the rip, we lost are going to have ults available, but so do Sentinels. They have the better ult economy at the moment to work with.
And you got the Ruby Rage coming in to try to find people. They're stuck over to the side corners. They take a huge chunk of that damage. No follow-up, though, as Sentinels were able to kite away nicely. Raging Royal Flush now activated, but Santos was ready with the fate of both worlds. It's going to be a dance up to stop the 3-2-1 off the Yusha and the Galactic Legend. Beautiful way for YWL to stay in this fight and to stop two ultimates that Sentinels needed to win this fight.
Xantho able to pick up two, by the way, and again, we're seeing why Luna gets banned, because she is just so detrimental to a team if you've got someone who can play her correctly. Zatex gets 2 KOs as well, and we lost will regain. So it was short-lived for Sentinels. They put 34% on the board. We lost game control again. Even
Amazing wearing 2 headsets. Yes, he's playing Daredevil, chat.
Available to them as well. Mask.
It's basically he's playing Daredevil Simulator
right now, a thorn in the side of Sentinels.
Oh my gosh, the moment you saw that Kumio Unleash, it was deleted. And you see the charm coming through right afterwards from Korova, who answers back. Dogman falling incredibly low. They did lose out on Amazing earlier. Santos has been on point, but finding a lot of these picks here. But it's not going to be a flip here as the Sentinels are struggling to get right back after YWL are now nearing 85%.
An important switch up for Yusha over onto Cyclops as well, and you really have to answer now.
Amazing is back on the Ultron, never mind.
Side of Zatex, the 2 ults get popped in tandem for we lost. That Feast of the Abyss able to convert alongside Mask to take down one, with the White Fox being out now. That's one of the strategists falling, and Sentinels may struggle in this fight. It looks like that is happening.
Yeah, and they're not even going to have time right now to portal play as overtime is taken away. They're now making the swap. Here we go. Korova does manage to get that swap up right on time, and they keep this fight going. One by one as they fall, they're just trying to stall for as long as they can, but they're dropping like dominoes, and they're down 3. They try to contest here with 3 at least up, but they have no ultimates. Crimson with the freedom charge is more than enough.
And now he's back on Daredevil.
With overtime just at risk, a pixel away, and we lost his hands. Santos was ready with the fate of both worlds as Zatex, Ruby Rage, right through the mouth of the portal. They go one by one, and we lost. They clutch out in the end, and they stop Sentinels from even being able to flip back on that second round.
Ruby
Sentinels
Rage really is one of the perfect
bro.
ults to counter people trying to come through the portal, right? It's just such a big damage output. As they all come through in the same position, you Ruby Rage in the right place, it is as easy as that, and we will see. First map going in favor of we lost. It looked comfortable for them. Sentinels didn't have enough answers in the end, and the game plan from those lock and bans certainly worked here for we lost.
Makes you wonder how a lot of the other teams really reflected on how Flamay has kind of not been able to really take on that Gambit mantle. And even with the Gambit, we didn't even see the Rogue coming out. But can these changes bring
Rogue was
about
banned.
from map number 2? We're going to find out what we're going to be going to on the other side of this break.
Bro. That's crazy, man. No, it's not a J3 curse, chat. That is not a J3 curse. J3 curse can be a huge factor, but I don't think Sentinels know what they're doing, bro. It feels like the difference between like the playoffs and now is that they didn't even practice. I feel like none of them practiced. I feel like Sentinels don't know what they don't know what they want to do. Jay, I think you're the only watch party not running ads. You're awesome. Oh, there's ads being ran in this stream. Just when there's nothing going on, like right now, because there's a break, and you're staring at a screen for the next 5 minutes of nothing. No, I'm not awesome, chat. Not awesome. Yo, welcome back. Can I go? Yeah, no problem. Because I want to come back before the 100 Thieves gang. Yeah, chat. So just as a heads up, apparently my phone did not have a glitch. My phone's CPU was fried. Oh no, the motherboards. Yeah. My motherboard was fried on my cell phone, so I can't get it fixed. I lost everything. I didn't have it backed up on the cloud, and now I have to go get a new phone. Which also, by the way, just as a heads up, I'm locked out of my Apple account because I forgot my password, and I went to go reset it, and I accidentally locked my account. So, Emily's going to take over the stream for like 15-30 minutes while I go buy a new phone because my shit's gone. And I'll be right back probably before that 100 Thieves game. What do you mean part-timer? I've been streaming for 11 hours already, and I have to go get a new phone, and you're gonna call me a part-timer? Eat my ass. Part-timer? You know what? Never mind. You guys don't get Emily. You guys don't deserve Emily. You guys get me. D-Bert, preaching as of 100 bits. Did you lose the feet pics? No, bro. I lost over 30,000 photos of the bikini skins of Emma Frost, Luna, and you know, all the other characters. And they said my motherboard overloaded because I had too many saved pictures of the summer skins. Like, that doesn't make any sense. No, man. I actually don't understand how a phone's motherboard could fry. I've never seen that problem in my life. I've never seen that problem in my life. Why are you still here? Because Emily's not ready, chat. She just got back from the gym. Let her get cleaned up.
We're the winners, bro.
You guys don't like seeing my beautiful face?
$10 says you won't go out with no shirt.
No, I'm not gonna go to Costco without a shirt, chat. What? I'm gonna get refused service. Actually, no, I do have a shirt that I could probably wear that's still a shirt, but it's actually, like, not kind of. I do have a shirt where the nipples are cut out, so I could probably wear that. Yeah, but it looks like it's like 4 eyes looking at you instead of just 2 then. Yeah, I can't believe my phone shut off, man. Oh, wait, that's my favorite song. Oh, never mind. I can't believe getting a phone at Costco will only take you 15 minutes. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that go to Costco to get a phone, right? I know how to set up a phone. I don't need the chat. I am very technologically advanced. I don't need the employees to help set up my phone. I know how to connect the phone. 10 minutes?
I outnumber you.
Oh, you look good. You don't need to take a shower. Make sure you squeeze your clothes out of all the sweat, put it in the cup so I could drink it later. Disgusting. How you feeling on the Preds? I'm feeling good, man. I haven't lost a Pred yet. Yo, what's up on Salt and Salt?
Rivals Ignite, and there are the 3 new beautiful skins added to the game. Captain America's hitbox got a little bit bigger from what I can see. The Seaside Sentinel, the Coastal Camino.
What? What does he mean by that?
Siren, all
What does he mean by the hitbox is a little bit bigger? Nah, bro. Nah, Gaskin, dude. What is he saying?
I know you are also going to be grabbing some of these skins, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. The moment that the series is done, Gaskin, I'm just being transparent with everyone. I am popping those balloons, and I am trying to go for that White Fox in frame 1, man. Those 3 different color iterations, the fact that you could customize her hat, and then we got, like, Husky Captain America over there onto the side. I mean,
you know, I think this would be one of the best MRI watch parties if they actually changed the drops from 100 of those purple tokens to actually 200 each of the unstable molecules, so you could change your customizations or whatever of all those skins and VFXs. Bro, that's like $1 billion idea for them.
Gaskin, we talk about, you know, White Fox in general. We talk about some of the pick and ban phase, and I have to talk about that last series. I feel like maybe everyone heard it in my voice.
I hope
maybe the fact that I
at least
deflated because
for the Marvel Rivals Ignite LAN event that's coming up after these playoffs, chat, whenever they announce it, they have the correct drops. Like a black and gold skin for like a very popular character, unstable molecules. Ooh, bro.
With the Gambit team up as we take a look at our MVP from We Lost after they took map number 1, it goes over to Kendrick, and again, goes hand in hand with that Coastal Kumiho skin with White Fox still showing.
Put it even for 10 hours. At 10 hours,
I think that
you get one of those green coins that you could use to get any skin that you want. That's fire.
Rogue especially, like, there's a reason why Rogue has been banned almost every single time so far in playoffs, whether it's in EMEA or whether in Americas, alongside Mantis, because she's so good. And especially if Gambit is getting through, it's disappointing. I hope that Sentinels, off the back of it, can make sure someone is learning Rogue, or perhaps
what's up,
feel
Woofles?
like it was right on that map. I don't know, maybe we'll see something a little bit different, but that felt like it was one in the lock and ban phase.
Oh wait, I just realized something. You didn't say hi, Jay. You said Uncle Jay. Why did I say hi to you? I'm not an unk.
And they were not able to recover. And we look now at some of these stats here, Vicky. Anything that stands out?
Terry on.
Yeah,
appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub, my friend. How you doing? I hope I said your name right.
The fact that Jitward is just the threat that he
or
is.
Terry.
32-3. Like, are you kidding me? 12 finals.
Appreciate it.
Text farming for free on the Cyclops, having 16 finals, and then you match that together with, like, obviously we've seen Luca display a great Hulk, but like obviously that's not even a problem here when he gets the rollout on the Venom and follow up with Jitward, and then you match that together with
You're
the
15
White
years
Buck
older
and
than me.
Luna
Don't
team
say
up.
that.
You get the double charm while you're at it,
Don't
and
say that.
top of a freeze, and it shuts down what Amazing
That
was
should
trying
be
to
a-
go for, needing a
wow.
little bit of help. We saw some swaps at the very end, but too little, too late. Even when we had Krova make that swap over the Strange, just so that way he could get that portal play in.
Yeah,
Rye Amazing went 13 and 12.
There was a few times where, you know,
But he still somehow got the most final hits.
Take a little bit of time to assess how they wanted to take the fight against We Lost. They were able to win those engagements, but a lot of the times, like on the fly, they sadly were losing out in skirmishes that perhaps they could have done a little bit better had they had a few heroes that would just been able to change here or there if they had a deeper hero pool. So
Hey, Bear, that's you're awesome. That's why.
Phase, and of course, with the point on the board, will we see now a slightly different approach to the lock and ban
Jay
phase
looks
from
21 in
Sentinels?
my
And
eyes.
are we
That's
gonna see the
because I
same
am
thing from
21.
We
Thank
Lost,
you.
Where they say, hey, look, it worked. If ain't broke, don't need to fix it. They'll probably continue to go down the similar path here.
I definitely agree, especially when it comes to trying to dismantle that backline here. And it's all down to what our second map is. And for those of you guys just tuning in, remember, it is a best of 5. So that little room for error is slowly starting to close in the gap. And we will be
We're
moving
going
on
to
Midtown.
Midtown.
Yeah, Midtown is going to be an interesting one indeed. I'm just trying to find stats real quick, but it is one of those where with Sentinels taking this now, does it mean that they have the advantage? Have they been able to practice a little bit more on it? Perhaps one of those maps that they've been able to.
Jay, if you had to start a Marvel Rivals team, who would you recruit? Me 6 times.
There to prepare,
7 times actually. Put me as a coach.
Played it so far this season. Neither has we lost. So again, similarly to the strategy we saw in the previous series against TLC, maybe Sentinels are saying, all right, let's make sure we take them out of their comfort zone a little.
Yeah, and I
Yo,
do
Mamba,
think it's
for 3 months. How you doing, my friend?
At our first series, right? We did go for map number 2 on Convergence to try to rely on the different maps that we may feel like is our strongest, right? And obviously, like, just dealing with that titan of a team, TLC, it's hard. But then you look at the fact that we're moving on to Convoy.
Terry,
for map number 2,
with the
which
new
leaves
tier
Convergence
1
up for
sub
map number 3, going
and
to distance here to see what
dropped
Sentinels could do differently against
5 gifted, and his message was, hey, Jay, you don't look a day over 52, my guy. Yeah,
Well,
you know what?
Players are focused.
I'll let that one slide, Terry. Appreciate the massive 5 gifted.
There's a change of strategy here. I'm a little bit worried.
What perfect timing. This is a change of strategy here, and the guy just leaves.
The benching of Oasis. I don't know the ins and outs of that, by the way. I'm going to be very transparent with everyone. I heard about it yesterday. I don't know why it happened, and I don't need to even speculate as to why it happened. The fact of the matter is, it did happen.
I appreciate it, Terry. Appreciate it.
And I think it was evident in that matchup. That's no disrespect to the replacement, of course, but I do worry. I worry for how this progression is going to go. Anyway, into
Jay, if you were a playable character, what would your alt voice line be?
I like being able to just dive into how
bald and dangerous.
The way that Sentinels are going to go into that pick and ban phase, right? And yeah, we lost, like you already mentioned. You know, just go into what your game plan was.
Sentinels save the gambit. Okay, now they're doing a more traditional, you know, ban phase.
And that's great too, because yeah, we lost. You know, if that's something that Sentinels want to
take
a page
and Nova
and
Lexi with the 5 gifted subs, absolutely insane. Terry again with another 5 gifted. Appreciate it. Absolutely crazy.
If they get around the corner. Is great here on Midtown.
Hey, chat's popping off. Slim Jim.
Because if I was
appreciate the massive prime sub. Welcome.
My target focus, because Jitward was able to get away with so much.
Bro, as a first-time chatter, you're not bald. Yeah, someone mod that guy, please. Thank you.
Like he was playing so comfortably.
And Envy and Vic. Appreciate the massive 3 months.
I'm sure he was having a lot of fun to do so. But we'll see the lock for Sentinels onto the Gambit, and then the ban away from the Gambit as well. So that was more similar, but for Yeah We Lost, it is the same strategy they're going for. It is targeting those strategists left, right, and center. So I was wondering whether Sentinels would do a little bit more protection of the strategists. You know, were they going to perhaps?
Yeah, wait. Why would they not be? Why would they not save any?
Because then you have to consider here what that final protect is going to be. I mean, they want to prioritize the Gambit, but we saw what happened, like when Flamé was unable to really
save Loki. Save Loki. No.
That, and you have the wombo combo of like the Raging Royal Flush. And
they're banning all your supports out.
There's only so much you could do if you have Luna, which Yeah We Lost do end up protecting.
You're not gonna run White Fox Gambit, bro. There's no way, right?
Wincom that Sen want to lean into, as we see what this last protect is for Sentinels. Do they want to commit to maybe Adam Warlock? If we could expect Yeah We Lost to probably ban that out last like they did on the first
see,
map.
look at that chat. I'm a genius.
It's gonna be Loki. Okay, so they are certainly trying to help
Z Money for 2 months. Appreciate it.
They are maybe looking at seeing if they could do things a little bit differently going into this one, but it does still open up one more ban for Yeah We Lost, of course.
They're probably going to ban Adam Warlock.
There is so much they could go for. They probably leave the Rogue up
again
because the Rogue wasn't even played.
They banned the Thing
here on this one as well. We know how good Thing can be if you leave up certain heroes.
What?
But yeah, that's gonna be taken away.
Dude, this is actually crazy. All right, why not just unleash the beast? You got the Jitward Daredevil. You're going to expect Venom rolling out once again.
Who let the dogs out?
We saw that once again, Sentinels actually fixated on banning out the Hulk.
But
then you also have Mask, who could play very
Damn, they got the dog in them, bro.
You have Mask roll out. They won't be able to have the team up, but we've seen the Rogue before. Now we've seen the Angela. Obviously, the Pride and True Thor. A lot on the line here. If you are a Sentinels fan, show them your energy. Hashtag Sen City. Or is Yeah We Lost gonna be another Yeah We Won situation as we roll out of the gates here with Yeah We Lost on the defense, and once again goes hand in hand with having that rocket and the BRB that's gonna be so strong here.
The Thing ban. I mean,
no
hey,
anti-dive allowed.
Quite literally, the first time we've seen it in EMEA or Americas. So, yeah, there's clearly something different that Yeah We Lost are planning. They know
Wait,
something that we don't.
they're running the
perhaps,
double
but that is
dinosaur.
gonna open up plenty for Sentinels. You can already see they are hovering at the moment Cyclops, they're hovering Wolverine, and they are hovering the Rogue. Are we actually going to see the Rogue come out now? Because boy, did we need it in the previous. This looks like a far better composition.
Oh
when you
shit,
look
yeah,
at
my
what
bad.
Sentinels have to offer. Question is, can they play it effectively?
Yep, that is it, because they're doing everything I wanted to see. By the way, Mask on the Devil Dino. We've been putting that
The
bulky
volume
away.
is
really
at-
haven't seen too much
yeah.
of the Devil Dino after the last nerfs, but Mask playing split up on the high ground here before diving in. It's going to be Luca back over onto that Venom, but Matt's taking a huge chunk of that damage, means he will be brought back by the BRB, but that's going to be a pretty big cooldown as Crimzo going to be able to roll out not only here on the Rogue, but almost like a bait and punish after you see that YWL committed to that thing ban.
Yeah, show us what you got, Crimzo. It's a very important role that you're playing at the moment. Ryan Amazing will take down Jitwood as well. So great communication from the team to make sure Jitwood wasn't able to just play freely behind the back line. And Sentinels begin to push. The strategy seems to be employed correctly this time. And also, Yusha on this Wolverine has been doing work to really counter the Devil Dino.
I also really like, just aside from the nerfs onto Devil Dino, how great that also enables Wolverine aside from the team up themselves as Dogman capitalize off the team up with the Gambit. They didn't lose Crimzo
Kurova's always
earlier.
been on
Dogman
Sentinels.
does get
He was just
frozen,
on the bench,
and there
chat.
goes that Sia, the fastest strategist ultimate in the game, just so that way the rest of YWL
Oh, I mean, he got picked up, I think, like, in the regular season, actually.
End, but it's going to be YWL holding the C-fence.
Yeah,
But he was on the bench.
You
You guys didn't really see him that much.
One side.
Or preseason. Pretty sure he went back on
He really is
preseason.
able to lay the smacketh down on another team if he's played correctly. And yeah, we lost have been able to force Sen back now. So even though Sen were able to push this cart quite some way to begin with, they are suddenly locked right back into this building again as Mask is just going to hold on to the fort here alongside Luca whilst just being heavily healed here by YWL.
Sentinels at least. Oh, Santho just backing away. He's got the health pack though. It's fine. Just a little bit out of the action. But you see the Rage Reflex, which we do gotta go in with the fate of both worlds. No, out of the fight just temporarily. But then this means that you try to come test together. 3 members still up, rather 4, as Zatex uses that Ruby Rage. Finds Yusher in the process. So no reset here as he comes crashing down once he's back together with the rest of Sentinels. And Kendrick is trying to come back too. He had that BRB originally, but no one's really trying to contest him.
Dongman.
Right, is Jitward,
Okay.
who prevents this cart from reaching that first checkpoint.
Oh, poor Jitward. Oh, but he stalled long enough for his team to come back. Wow. Good stall, good stall. Perfect timing.
There's plenty of an ult economy here for Sen, as now Thing will start to lose back down yet again as Meteor M gets sent in, but Sen still haven't been able to find that pick.
Kurova being on the Y-Fox with the Kumio unleashed, though, tries to keep everybody up. It comes crashing down. It's going to be Yusher isolating the Doctor Strange. Anthos the next to fall. Yeah, we lost. Need some help, though.
Damn,
as Lucas,
bro.
the first next one to go down. And the rest of Sentinels, they finally get this first checkpoint. Team X-Men to me here as Sentinels, aside from, Kurova on the Y-Fox thinking she's part of the club, but you know what? Why not include her into this amazing hero lineup?
Crimzo with the switch over to Emma Frost as well. Another fantastic Vanguard in the latest patch. Very prominent, whether it be in your ranked games or, of course, now we're seeing in pro play as well. The switch over from Rogue, perhaps feeling like Rogue wasn't really doing enough against what YWL were offering, especially with Thing being part of that equation, as now Luca's going to switch over to Captain America as well to try and combat that. So changes all around at the moment as everyone trying to find the perfect recipe to counter the other.
Especially before they get around this next corner, right? You want to be able to play at that high ground position for Sentinels, rather the other side back here. And yeah, we lost here with Jitward having the devil out. Xanthos
Wait,
and
how did he-
Mask,
wait,
they
how did he
follow
get
up.
set
They
for
find
fruit?
two.
Wait,
That's
what?
unfortunate for Fillet delaying.
They don't have a pole or
another
anything.
Ranger Royal Flush, and Jitward is farming the rest of Sentinels as it's going to be a reset here in the spawn room gates.
Then did get it over halfway, of course, but now we reach this point, which can sometimes be a little bit of a choke and difficult for teams to try and break through. Sen are going to have that Ruby available on the side of Sentinels with Ryan Amazing, but the Cyclops is not going to be able to do it on their own, especially when you look for we lost. They also have one to work with alongside the Sia.
The map change cancels Wolverine's pull? There's no way.
Have the advantage when it comes to the ult, but can they actually put it into effect?
Oh, Ruby Rage, so it's going to be able to clear some space, and then the follow-up to find Dogman is even bigger, but it's a little trade-off here, as a BRB at least brings back Luca, Van Hammer too. Over to the other side as Amazing backs away. Look at Kurova's positioning here, finding out where Zatex is positioned here, all the way up. Forces Kurova to just back away temporarily, wait for Crimzo, who makes the swap back over to the Rogue, so that way they can, again, capitalize off this team up. Even if the ammo wasn't working here, this was a lot better of a time. And now the Raging Royal Flush is the green light, as Luca brings everybody together. You get another Sia, but you've lost out on Mask, and your BRB was on cooldown. Deletes that Sia, but Ryan Amazing just staring at Jitward, unfortunately, as Sentinels were down in numbers.
Yusha's still alive, could really be a problem for them at the moment. Is able to find one alongside the White Fox is alive, but Yusha just trying to delay and stall a little bit, seeing if the rest of Spawn can actually join them in this engagement at the moment. But yeah, we lost have done well to sustain themselves, and they're just able to keep people up and not allow Yusha to be able to dive in and kidnap. But Amazing off Spawn takes down Jitwood, who will come back from the BRB.
This is really smart, though. Even though they committed to 2 of those ultimates with the Kumio Unleash and Last Stand here, they were able to at least clear that space away from We Lost. Dogman finding Jitward, but getting harassed. Luca finding the Gambit. Flamin needs some help. Perfect teleport here, but it doesn't even matter.
You teleported to him, but you didn't save him.
Has isolated the strategist. They need help on the peeling.
By the way, the switches for these Vanguards at the moment as they're constantly flip-flopping between their picks to try and counter the other has been insane. Dongmin moving over to Captain America now to try and answer back the cap on the side of Luca. Crimzo is going to hold on to Rogue because the ult's going to be available there. But now it's going to be potentially one last genuine push here for Sentinels before they're into the attempt of trying to portal off the back of it. Yeah, we lost holding strong here at point 2.
Jitward on the blind lifeguard skin too, by the way, while Zatex is too busy finding Usher. And then unfortunately, with Jitward getting another 2K, the duelist from We Lost continue to not surprise us time after time. Sentinels down to the last 30 seconds to get to the second checkpoint.
Yeah, do they have a portal available is going to be the real question here. Or are they just going to try and walk this one in initially? Feel like they can get there, but it's a very aggressive approach from We Lost, holding a high line at the moment to just try and hold Sen back and deny them from even getting a touch. So if you are on Sen, someone has to try and break through this.
And they with the Dogman making this hop up over to Hulk. He comes in together while Crimzo taking these 1v1s, but no protection onto this backline. Zatex is running away with harassing Amazing and Flamin. Now overtime comes ticking down. Sure, you forced it, but you're down 2, and you're so low. Really up to Korova, who does not have the Kumio Unleash.
Amazing will switch over to Doctor Strange, so they are going to have a portal. You just need someone to delay, which Yusha is doing exactly that. And it is just going to be long enough to allow this portal to just about get there, you would imagine. Overtime so close. Do not get there. Sentinels, they didn't quite stall out enough, and We Lost. The high line they held works out in the end.
Wow,
as they take,
YWL.
And they deny
YWL might be the team. Wow.
You even saw, like, in the
Sentinels,
backfield here, a Luna
I don't want to be
Freeze
mean, but Sentinels are not making me want to pick them in a win-loss ratio, in a prediction again.
Sentinels, they tried everything, but nothing's sticking when your backline is getting harassed. That also goes hand in hand with the fact that, We Lost get to play the Rocket. How many times did they have the Sia right on cue, whereas Sentinels, that was banned against them? It's not like they have the advantage of having that BRB, and even looking at the stats, Zatex is putting out performance.
I think YWL just has the better ban phase.
Only going down twice with 12 final hits.
Now for We Lost as they go into their attack phase. We look at, as you said, the stats. Zatex just 20k damage.
Sentinels is running goats, chat. 3 tanks, 3 supports.
I think there is going to be a lot for Jitwood to do here off the rip. If you can pick off one of these strategists, then We Lost might just be able to bully their way through. And we are seeing Mask hovering the Thor at the moment. This is exactly what I wanted to see, Vicky. I asked politely, and they have given.
Oh, they heard you. They heard you, Gas. I think everybody, though, right? Like, me being another one. Like, I am ready to see how this plays out.
Massive Prime Summer, my friend. How you doing?
Like, considering the fact that they banned Thing would also technically enable the Angela, but we gotta see that Mask Lore rolling out as the counterpart.
I have no idea when my next Elo Hell is gonna be.
Gates on the attack, and Flamin
We're doing MRI watch parties right now.
Amazing.
And Hug, appreciate them as of 3 months.
Instead, as Korova's on the invis.
Yeah, going for the 3-3 that we've often seen on the defensive side of some of these maps. Having that penny as well is going to have to be a focus for We Lost. There's already, you can see, ult available for the heal pull, the strat pull. And We Lost have lost 1. The Cyclops going down. So Sen are holding strong at the moment. They take down Kendrick too. So the attempt at deleting that spider nest was very quickly dealt with. So attempt number 1 done. And Sen now need to revisit how they want
my camera blinked out a few times. Yeah, my power flickered twice.
Dogman Penny, it's not an MOC, it's here. On Midtown, and the fact that it's working out while they're going to be able to isolate Crimzo having those walls, it's going to be a thorn onto We Lost side here as Zatex near the gates here. Jitward, by the way, on Black Hat, we don't really get to see this very often. The fact we get it back-to-back is even better. I'm not surprised here, where Amazing Force already used this passive, harassing them as Jitward is playing like he's in Cirque du Soleil, hanging off of the tightrope before finding the Venom following up next. Kendrick does get the res onto Jitward.
Got Sen able to actually deny initially, but look at the push from Yeah We Lost, still managing to get this cart going. And with the Seer, they were actually able to delete some of the members of Sen.
Yeah, this is actually really bad though for Sentinels. You gotta get to the cart, bro. Gotta get to the cart. Chat, the cart. You gotta get to the cart.
Delete some of these players on the side of Sen. Karmic Revival does come through to at least get everyone back up.
Oh, Amazing has...
That was so clutch here. The fact that Flame was able to get that copy and get another one. Crimson brings everybody together. He does get frozen.
I think
they're
over ulting.
Yeah, we lost now. Go down.
Why did they use the res only for what?
Was that Karmic Revival even worth at that point? Because nobody.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, bro.
Because they had the Strangling Prison as their advantage.
Another Spider Nest goes down, and we did see how, yeah, we lost. Zatex in particular was trying to target it, but I have to give credit for Dongmin really protecting.
I don't know why
Amazing
ulted that, yeah.
Deny and basically stun the opposition and then get body block that Spider Nest. Fantastic work initially, but now look at the ult economy for Yeah We Lost. Everything to work with in this next fight.
And no Karmic
Probably
Revival
miscommunication.
to rely on. At least they will have the invisible boundary here, as now you have Dogman creating that space. The BRB once again coming in clutch. You have the invisible boundary, but you've still lost out on 3 in the process. A little too late here as they shut down Kurova next, right through the invisible boundary, and they reclaim the point.
Crimson's going to switch over to Doctor Strange to try and get a quick portal here. But are they a little bit too staggered? You can maybe be patient because they are not going to be taking that first point just yet. Wait for everyone up. That's exactly what happens as Dongmin spawns and switches over to Hulk as well. Jitwood gets the first pick onto Amazing though. Again, Adam Warlock being focused.
You're seeing Black Cat as well, chat.
Just jumping on in to try and deny.
And J-Word with a calling card, sending it in the mail. It's going to be able to clear up some more of the space. The Sia to add on to this. You get the Meteor M going all the way up, trying to destroy the Sia. Finally, the last hit does more than enough. And now Kendrick is isolated back here as Xanto is looking to form. All this fixation means that Xanto gets a 4K.
The 4K on the Luna, and again, just demonstrates the power of Luna Snow. And
that was not a bad hold.
As well as now they get the stagger.
Still, they got 3 minutes to hold.
They say, hey, you can be our buddy for a short amount of time. Join us on this journey, and now we rip you out of the game. As yeah, we lost, push over the first point and start to march towards victory now. Sen are going to have to hold strong. 2 minutes and 53 on the clock.
Man, time is of the essence here, too. If you're looking at Sentinels right now, Santos is feeling themselves. Wait, damage Luna? Hold up. Has a Snowflake on themselves. Gets a freeze to Kurova.
No.
They save him, but it still opens the gates for Mass and
this is like some ranked shit, bro. We are literally watching our ranked games right now.
And they are just taking
this is literally, I can tell you what this whole thing is. You guys have no support players. You have a Black Widow one trick. You told the Black Widow one trick, get off Widow. Widow's not working. They're like, fine, if I'm going support, I'm DPS supporting, and now that's the support that you get.
And as easy as that, they cross over the point and they take map number 2 here against Sentinels.
Like this is not this is a huge difference,
looking
man.
for the speed run, no sweat. As yeah, we lost are now at match point. Everybody, our second series.
That's not a J3 curse, man. I voted every single team correct so far until this one.
Midtown now in their pockets, and now it makes you wonder: are we gonna get the back-to-back 3-0 Gaskin?
The only person on the talent team who predicted, yeah, we lost winning was Dogman. So we'll have to see how much smirking he's going to be having
Dogman
at the moment.
was right about this win, though.
But it's not done just yet. Sentinels can still potentially reverse sweep us. We'll have to find out whether they can do that.
Are you almost ready?
Right after this break.
Because I gotta go before I want to see the 100 Thieves win game. I just have to show you how to do this. Do I have a mod here? Any moderators? Yeah, but okay, so if I'm not here back in time, which I should be, you need a exclamation mark vid 100 Ds in STP game. And then do you know how to run a prediction? Bree, you know how to run a prediction, right? You just basically, I have a whole nother thing here. You say choose outcome and you give it to the winner. Oh, Bree will do it then. And then while there's breaks, while these breaks are going. Yeah, that means you hit it. Yes, and then it will go. No. And then, so after if they go 3-0, they'll do like As soon as the game ends, run it. And then... Okay. Okay, chat. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get a new phone real quick. It's gonna take me 20 to 30 minutes, okay? I'm gonna be fast as fuck. Oh, actually, maybe 35 minutes, because I have to go poop right now. But, Emily's gonna take over. I'll be right back. Talk about the game. Yeah, you know how to do a watch party? You don't know how to... Okay, so usually what I like to do for watch parties is talk to my chat. If I'm losing their interest or they don't seem really interested, I start shaking ass. And if that doesn't work and they still seem to, like, not be interested, I bring out my feet.
Wait, this isn't Genshin Impact?
Okay, so I have to go poop, so have fun. Okay, chat, I'm gonna be right back, okay? Oh, I might call you to open the thing.
You should just take my phone.
I'll call you. My gate.
Okay, just take the phone and come back with a hot dog or two.
Take the phone?
Just take it.
I am not gonna walk up and ask for a new phone and be like, hey, yo, guys. Yeah, this is, can I get a new phone? Yo. Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, you might have to move the camera, by the way. So it's this button when the game's going on, and this button when the game.
This button,
For game.
and then this is turning.
Yeah. So this is when they're just like talking with the face cam and everything, and then when they go into the actual game.
Wow, there's like way too many buttons here. I'm actually surprised you're so good with your stream deck considering your age.
What'd she say?
When Luna's singing though, do you want me to like mute the stream so you don't get the MCA? Okay. Yeah, I'll lower this because I can't think and listen to K-pop at the same time. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. It is Girl Jay3. Hi there, Hyzen. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you guys, thank you. Oh, YouTube chat is here too. Hello there, YouTube. Thank you, Kiki. Oh, YouTube is so sweet. I don't know what Jay was talking about. Oh my god. Hello, guys. I won't be here for too long. Trust. Jay will be back soon. He just I don't know why he's in a rush to get a new phone, to be honest. I think it's kind of impulsive. He really doesn't need a phone because who's he gonna call? And it's not like people text him. If he was like a TikToker, you know, making iPhone content, that'd be a different thing. But yeah, like his whole life is here on his PC. So like, stop pretending like you got people to text. Get Uncle flip phone. I know you're joking, but I honestly think he would be better off with a flip phone. Why does he need a new phone right now? Oh my goodness. Cute. Andrea G. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. You guys are so kind. Yeah, even Jay's dad messages him on Twitch. And Jay's dad texts me all the time. So I could just be the middleman, you know? Thank you, Casey Toby. So, Preds. Wait, there's still one more round, right? There's still one more round, right?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, my dad texted me. Second of all, I gotta go get my phone.
And don't forget the hot dog. Like, if you're gonna... No, the car is outside. It's ready for you to drive. Just go already. Oh, he's in a rush to go right now because he wants to rush back for the 100 Thieves match. Why did his phone break? Well, I have a theory. I think it's because he's always taking it into the shower or like the sauna and steam room, and I think it just got way too wet, you know?
Chat, I love you guys. I'll be right back, okay? Don't listen to Emily. You guys are gonna miss me? I miss you, chat.
I'll miss you.
I miss you, chat. I don't care about you. I'll be back. Chat, say you'll miss me. I love you guys. I'll be back.
They said fuck off.
Chad, I'll be back.
And yeah, we lost. We're sitting at match point with Zaytex taking the MVP, 49-4 with 30k damage to Gaskin.
Hey, Noodle, come here, my love.
Still getting through somehow, some way. That's what happens when you allow Cyclops to get through. 49.
Okay, so I was catching up on sleep earlier because I've only had 4 hours of sleep. This is actually the first match that I'm officially watching. But I heard they were all steamrolls all day. So I think like things are finally getting good, right? Who are you guys voting for? 68% on Sentinels, 32% on Yeah, we lost. Interesting. Is he bothering you, Queen? All the time.
Taking on that same mantle that we've seen part in the past when he was on this team, but it's in a different form with the flexibility onto the Venom. And then
Sentinels is selling on purpose.
Kendrick being able to get so much success on having so many CS as well as the BRB bring.
You guys don't believe in a reverse sweep?
Has always impressed me about YWL since I first watched them as they were rising through the ranks, right? Was
they
their ability to constantly change their heroes, adapt to whatever the situation is that's put in front of them, whether it's meta, whether it's
oh wow.
Meta, they always seem to have something available to.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Zaytech putting up those numbers. Holy. Sensity is not dead.
Let's say Sentinels 4 here, right? If we carry on going along this path, yeah, we lost 3-0 them. With just a little bit more time going into tomorrow.
We don't believe in amazing on support. Yeah,
maybe they can build on this.
I'm also not a fan of triple support. I'm a fan of 6 supports though.
Whether it be, you know, timing these ultimates or
oh gosh, Bob, never listen to Jay.
Like Xanthos was like nearly 60% accuracy, and I know that he was.
Oh, the volume. Oh gosh, sorry guys, I forgot.
Flanking positions
it's
as
like
DPS Luna, but still having that
really loud for me.
Comes out in clutch and allows the confidence.
I don't know how Jay does this.
We get ready
I have to just do one ear because like.
And Sentinel's gonna take us maybe somewhere a little bit
different. God, Jay's
again,
like half deaf. Like, it is. It's
It's
louder for me than it is for you guys.
I mean, Convoy was typically we lost worse. Like maybe that's why they went there before. Like they are 1-3. They were 1-3 throughout group stages. Their
what rank am I?
And their Dom was 3-2. So when you look at
the highest I've ever gotten
that
was
where
plat.
Were the weakest. As for
and it decayed to silver. I think I'm silver right now, or maybe gold.
0 and 2, and we are going to head to Central Park.
But
so
mentally,
not able to go back to Convoy,
mentally,
Convergence and Central Park.
One above all.
And something else of highlighting just the flexibility here of the Vanguards that we were seeing from Yeah, we lost, right? You go over to Central Park, the group could come out again from Luca, seeing how much space he was able to control here.
Do you
and
guys want
the
audio to be louder?
Possibly. For Sentinels to keep their heads afloat. We've seen
Does Jay wear his headphones when he's not playing?
It's a lot of pressure when you're already here in the playoffs, but you do not want to deal
I
with
think
the
so.
gauntlet run that lower bracket's going to look like here in Americas.
So now as we go into locking bands,
hi there, Christine. Good seeing you again.
Through, of course, on this map, Penny can be very difficult to deal with.
Queen above all. Oh my god, I love that PK. I'm stealing that.
Maybe that's going to be a target ban for them, but of course then that will open up other things, and their strategy thus far has mostly been trying to remove those strategists from Sentinels, and it has worked. So, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as I'll say again. For Sen, though, perhaps their path is going to be changing a little bit. Now they've noticed how we lost are playing and the heroes that they're comfortable on as well.
Said don't bork, don't fix, and then they came out left field with a thing ban, by the way, just to help.
She's a
enable
penny
the
main?
gameplay
Oh,
that we keep
guys.
seeing
I
between
play
Mask,
every
Jitward,
role.
Zaytek's getting away with everything.
I
out
like
here.
to think
He's
that I have
gonna
a
be able to
pretty
hang
good
out in the back,
squirrel girl
deal with the amount
too.
of pressure and damage that we saw even
And I
in that
love
last
Iron
map.
Man.
What,
Guys,
like
I love
30K
all
with
the
17
annoying
finals
heroes.
was insane. So
Um,
what can Sentinels now
yes,
do differently here?
Firefox. I
They
used
did
to
bring out
I used
what
to
we
be
were
on that
talking about
channel
after map number 1 when they didn't feel
centuries
comfortable flexing
ago.
over, like Crimzo over to the Rogue, let's say here, even trying to help enable
Emily, what
Corva.
do you
We
normally
saw
play in your
Raimazing
free
trying to
time?
go in together with Flamay being on the Loki,
Well,
getting the
I did
copy
play a lot of
onto the
Windrose
Adam
with Jay
Warlock, but we
lately.
gotta take a look at how this pick
So I've
and
played a
ban
lot
phase
of
is.
Disney Dreamlight
That's the
Valley,
funny
but
thing, right?
now I
Sometimes
just
I'm
play
all
on Jay's
for
nerves
playing
and
what's comfortable for you, and I will
mind games.
often scream that from the rooftops. You know, if you're not good at certain heroes, maybe you don't play them.
Emily?
That being said,
Oh my
when
god,
you're in a
you
meta
too.
where some heroes
Emily,
are just
tell us
that
what
good,
we
you kind of
want
have
to
play them,
know.
someone should be loading it. And I'm glad that Sentinels at least
Something
showed that
about
they
how
have
Jay
been
big
practicing
was.
it. They can resort to those meta
Oh,
heroes
how
if they
big
need
is
to,
Jay?
and maybe going into this third one now, they'll be able to find a
Massive.
little bit more success with even more reps under their belt, especially in tournament play as well.
You
But
asking
yeah, we lost, though. I
the
think
length
they're
or
gonna
the
be more than
girth?
happy with how things have been going so far.
Two
In
different
fact, they're probably gonna be
measurements.
delighted, but they can't get too ahead of themselves. The job is still not done yet. We have seen teams be able to come back from this point, although at the moment it does look like we lost, just slightly outclassing Sentinels.
How big is his
And
bald
we
spot?
do wait to get started with the pink and ban phase. Getting word here that it's just a little quick remake for the maps to make sure that
I
we are
think
actually
the
loading
diameter's
into the proper
like
map here. For
4
Sentinels,
inches,
where we're gonna be
maybe?
moving onto. Of course, it is going to be convergence, no matter
Depends
what.
on how
Baskin, since our map
stressed he
number 2
is that
was complex, so
particular
we do go down
week.
that list if we do see one of our series go to distance.
How do you pick the wrong map? You have one job, guys. Delaying
Oh,
everything.
man.
This is Sentinel's attempt of saying, all right, we just don't want to get 3-0 too quickly, so let's make sure we just pick the wrong map here, try and stall out a little bit, ruin the momentum of we lost. I see through your plans, Sentinel. I understand what you're going through here. But
Dang, I
Central Park
asked
is
for
one of
his
those that-
chest
it was
size.
our first draw we
It is
ever
very
saw this
big.
season, right? We saw it between, it was one of the space station games.
His-
where both
his
teams
chest
were
is
able to
really
hold that
big,
initial
like,
first point. So,
I gifted
curious
him
to see whether we'll see
shirts
something along those
at the
lines here.
beginning of our relationship.
See, as we get everybody and we take a
To,
nice look at our
to impress
players
him.
who are having a good
And he
time
doesn't
here.
fit in
Yeah,
any
we
of those
lost lots
shirts
of smiles
anymore.
for this team. Very stressful for Sentinels, just making sure that they are locked and ready, making sure we get onto the right map. It is going to be Central Park, by the way, guys. That wasn't
Emily,
wrong. It was just a
how do you
quick
feel about the previous
misclick
tournament
from our
drama?
players to make sure
I
that
think
we
all
are locked
drama
and loaded
is
and ready
good
to go.
publicity. It just
So-
depends on
so
how
I think it's
people
stall tactic
and the
all about.
community
Vicky, we've got 2 more matches still after this one as well. I know we're focusing on
capitalizes on
seven,
it.
we lost at the
Um,
moment.
the game's
Any
about
other
to start,
teams you're looking forward to seeing
so I'll
today? 'Cause
shut
we
up
get to
and
sit
let you
back and
guys
watch.
watch.
Ooh, I cannot wait to see.
But
their
I do
third
have a
series
lot
of
of
the day.
opinions on it. I
Everybody,
think
for those of you guys
overall, like,
tuning
it's-
in,
it wasn't
we got
bad.
2 banger series, but
Maybe it
specifically,
was
I
bad
gotta
for, like,
highlight
one
Stick Drift
person,
versus
but
100 Thieves is definitely going to be
you live and
my
you learn.
favorite.
Well, I'm looking forward to that one as well. I think I actually called Stick Drift to win that one,
Ooh.
so maybe I can do what Dogman's done with this series and go against the grain.
Hi,
Anyway, we're
Matt
into
Lantian.
locking
Welcome
bands
in.
here. Sentinels go down the traditional route. Mantis gets taken away. Gambit gets locked, and we will see Daredevil being protected on the side of we lost, as they also are removing
Oh gosh,
Rocket
Benzie, from
Raccoon
the
again.
moment you met
It's a
Jay3, how much of a
strategic
gut has he
target
gotten?
onto the strategist.
Ooh, it got pretty big.
Yeah, we're going to be able to kind of flow through this while still protecting Jitward and having that Daredevil has just been such a threat. The fact that they also,
it's
of course,
not
if you're looking
necessarily
at Sentinels, all having
bad,
access
okay?
to that
It
rocket,
is
but a
partially
little
my
different
fault because I
pacing
do
here, as we're
overfeed
gonna see
him.
that ban onto the old
But
one. After
he
seeing
used to
Sentinels
wear
commit to
these boxer
protecting this
briefs
Gambit,
that
but taking
were
it up the table
medium
for
size,
YWL
you
loss, and they
guys.
do ban out the
And
Cyclops, which I think
now
is
he
huge to
wears
pinpoint
large,
after the last
but
2
even
matches
though he
alone.
wears
Why is it
large,
map
they
3
still
both times
stretch
that
out
the teams finally
the
realized Cyclops
shorts.
has to be banned?
And then
That was my biggest
this
question.
happened
The team
twice
goes
last
down
month,
2-0
but
and
like
they're like,
as he was
okay,
pulling
maybe
up
we
his
have to
shorts, they
get rid
ripped.
of this Cyclops, who is a problem. That being
It
said,
was so
at the moment,
cute.
we lost. Not banning the Cyclops. Perhaps they're going to allow Sentinels to have it yet again, but they've won both matches, so perhaps they don't see it as a threat. That being said, a one-sided Cyclops is a very different game, as we lost are going to get the protect onto that Luna Snow, and we saw how good Luna was for we lost in that previous as well. You mentioned the smirk on the face, being able to flank round into damage mode as Hulk gets banned away from
Yeah,
we
you got that dumpy.
With the self-buff too, by the way. Santos was having too good of a time, and you still will be able to have that on the table.
Welcome,
I like
Hales.
what this
How
final
you
ban is going to
been?
be, but the final protect rather
Hi
for
there,
Sentinels.
Dartson.
They're dwelling on it here, and still the prio ban
Do you
over
play
Unstall
Love
could
in
be a
Deep
little
Space?
difficult
I
while
don't-
they get to protect
I've
the
never heard of
Cyclops.
that
I
game
like
before.
this.
Is it good?
Trying to proc that already, and still trying to maybe work into what Sentinels we're trying to aim for
Oh, yeah,
on our
don't get
previous
me
map,
wrong.
and having that team up
Jay's
together
got a
with Wolverine
nice
could also
cake.
proc
It is
perhaps a
nice,
Wolverine ban on
and
the other
it's
side,
not
unless I don't
like,
feel like it's going to be a
you
problem.
know, it's not
There's the consideration of a
saggy,
penny.
thank
Okay,
God.
Luna.
He
So,
works
they
out.
say you
It's
get the
very
one-sided
nice
Cyclops,
and
we'll take
firm.
the
It is.
one-sided Luna Snow, and we'll have to see which
Hi
one
there,
stands out and is more
Fantabulous.
prominent in this one. I do like the one-sided Cyclops. I think that if you have a good Cyclops and the other team doesn't have one available to them, it can certainly snowball out of control. And with Sentinels also having the ability to
Hi,
potentially go
Shannon.
for a penny as well, I'm curious on their hold strategy going into Central Park.
It's-
now, 2-0.
it's
Yeah,
good,
we lost.
guys.
Can they make it 3-0, or is it going to be the beginning of
You
a
guys are
comeback here
all
for Sen?
young, but trust
Let's
me, when
find out.
you
Everybody
guys
give them your energy
get
for
to
pick and ban
Jay's
phases or
age
nothing.
and
Now,
older,
we are starting
like,
things off on
you
our
are going to want to
possible last
squat.
map. It's going to be Central Park,
It's,
or can Sentinels take us the distance? So we get to see some changes moving forward. There's that team up that we were expecting.
If you
And
squat a
Sentinels will be
lot and
rolling
you
out on
work
the
out
attack.
really
Yeah, we
hard, you
lost
guys don't need to
Julius
take those
defense.
blue pills. You know what I
Zaytex says,
mean?
Don't worry,
Okay.
you can ban out the Cyclops. We've seen this
I'm
before,
honest,
Gatsby.
I'll
As
stop
Zaytex
talking
goes over to
now.
the Pride and True Elsa that we've seen him play before.
Yeah, a little bit worrying for
You
Sentinels.
guys can't get any more information
knowing
out of
how
me.
good the hero pool is for Yeah We Lost, they're always going to have that backup, and we know what Zaytex can do on Elsa for sure. And if it can start get going, right? If you can get that Apex Predator online and then just delete them every time they try and push this initial point.
Oh, swap camera,
maybe you
thank
can
you.
hold them out for these 4 minutes and deny even 1 point on the board, and especially when Jitwood is going to be able to run rampant on this Daredevil. Look at how aggressive they're already being into spawn, straight onto set.
Look at Zanzo taking it off angle as well. We're taking a huge chunk of that damage. Both of the duelists get deleted. Great punish from Corvo.
Louder?
Get
Yes.
that charm. And then the isolation, as Scrimshaw says. All right, good luck with that one here, Xanthos. He's the one isolated. It's just a matter of time as a freeze comes in. Actually managed to get away with it, but the rest of your team are gone.
Instant portal though, Zaytex switches over to that Doctor Strange, so Yeah We Lost are going to have an attempt to be able to deny this one. It's also a switch over to Thing on the side of Mask. Can you beat one down and actually get yourself into an advantage in terms of these players is the real question here for Yeah We Lost. They have been able to survive, and now you'll also see on the side of Sen, they've been able to really push in and apply the damage, but Right Amazing gets the opener.
Oh man, even with that portal play to try to hang out
Sentinels
by
did
the
their
corridor,
homework
guess
on
what?
this
Getting
ma- wait,
deleted here
no,
to the
never
other
mind, I
side, though,
skipped
as
this
the
one.
immediate turnaround, yeah, we lost between Kendrick
What
and Santos with the immediate turnaround and making these swaps. With the invis now, you're very close to the invisible boundary, and they held the defense, forcing Sentinels back after finding Corova and Flamme.
Backline diff, baby. Somehow, some way, Yeah We Lost will hold on to that one. They had no right. But Xantho and Kendrick working together and able to deny Sen, but now, off the flip, Sen are able to get a couple in their favor, and they start to push onto this point as well. Yeah We Lost need to stall. They do have invisible boundary available to them.
Wow. Oh, trying to force him back, though. You put the invisible boundary very far out, but I really like the swap because it's the counter to Crimson being on the Angela. You pull them back in, and Xanthos becomes a threat. You drop down here if you're Right Amazing. You got ultimate economy in Sentinel's favor, but look at Zaytex. A great stun onto Zaytex and Jitward. Another one onto Xantho. That
Let's
caused him to
go,
go down. And that white box coming
Sentinels.
unleashed was deleted. Agamotto here goes at least onto 2, but you have no follow potential.
Yeah, Luca will try and stall, but it's not going to be
This is
stalling
good,
enough.
guys.
The Sentinels will put the
It's
first
good.
point on the board in the end.
Oh, hello there,
And
Emily
it was a very
Tangerine.
aggressive start from Yeah We Lost, wasn't it? And Sentinel seemed like they were prepared, they were ready, and they constantly had Yeah We Lost on the back foot. Yeah We Lost never got the chance to really reset and reassess what they wanted to do. There was kind of switches all over the place as the Strange switch happened as well, so their comp was a little bit off. But now perhaps they'll have the chance to reset properly here and try and hold set.
They do,
I
though.
broke
Lucas
the
moving back
Sentinels curse.
away.
I
Great
would
map
love
here
to see
for
the Sentinels
Luca. You're very pumped
win
up
at
the
least
armor. He's
one
got the
map.
piece of the abyss for the reset, and Crimzo is looking to prowl about and also get information. But they have the retribution, but coming in together with
I
a
do think
hammer.
on
and
paper,
Jitward
Sentinels
was
is
letting
better
the
than
devil
this.
Out. Dalvin pulls everybody together, but just pulling away from Mask, who tries to go down.
But I
and
also
Crimzo
want
instead
all of you
retaliates,
guys
brings everybody
who
grouped up,
voted
and Jitward
on
still
Yeah We
finds that
Lost
fake
to
and
get some
resist the
points.
chaos.
Yeah, I think if Jitwood can consistently find the pick onto Rymazing, then it's going to be a far more comfortable time for them. We saw when Rymazing was up and was able to get the Ruby online, Sen just applied so much damage to We Lost as they lose Zatex now, so Sen have the extra player on the map. There is going to be a couple of trades in that feed, though. 2KO going either way. Luca also takes down Rymazing. Yusha falls, and Sen now are going to have to back out of this one because they've lost too many.
You could take the ultimate a little bit ago if you're a Dogman with a Heartbreaker, but now when the time calls, Mask had it perfectly executed to follow up together with Luca. You get the shish kebab on the Angela v. Angela battle in disguise as Kendrick now finds Crimzo as a finishing blow.
Thank you, Mrs. Zombie
Mask says
Turtle.
you want to play Angela versus Angela? Bet. We've already seen what he can do on the Angela in the previous games. Just able to skirt around the corner as well and avoid that initial damage.
You know what,
We
guys?
Lost are going to be able to hold once more on this
this.
point. And Sen had to back off initially, but Rymazing is going to have Ruby Rage once more, so a lot of damage output coming.
Waiting for it too. You're about to have that Rage Royal Flush as you already mentioned here, but look at Santos, Apex Predator out. You have the Rage Royal Flush trying to help them out, and Rymazing at least still finds Kendrick. Santos with the It's Jeff comes in, but they've lost out on 2 originally, and that was even with the Rage Royal Flush allowing Santos to take more of that driver's seat. See, Lucian's trying to find the 2 players here from We Lost over to the left side, isolating them, but he's going to be able to get healed up with a very split positioning from We Lost before they finally find Xantho.
It is crazy how much more comfortable Sen look. Now they have
You
the
know
only
what?
Cyclops, by the way. They don't have to deal with
Emily
the
Tangerine
insane
can just
amount
go
of
to
AoE
YouTube
damage
chat.
that comes out from Cyclops when played correctly as well. And Rymazing also having a far more comfortable time being the solo on the map, as now, We Lost have lost 2. They're backing off once more, and Sen march towards this second point now. There's going to be one last chance for We Lost to defend before they have to start to resort to portals.
Bringing everybody together is going to be Yusha to find Zatex at the very least. That's going to be another stagger pick as We Lost are going down in numbers. Kind of going hand in hand with what you were saying before. Letting the devil out when you get Shish Kebab. Looking like Crimzo is the exorcist himself. And now you have Korova with the Kumio Unleashed to bring everybody together after they are up in numbers and want to capitalize.
It is good stalling from We Lost, so it will allow them to at least get that portal down and start to re-engage, not allow Sen to push too far. But now with Mask going down, that is a big delay between players. The portal is going to stop them for now. They're not diving through just yet. They're kind of waiting and stalling, hoping they can get Mask back up, who is going to switch over to things.
We Lost his 3 tanks.
Oh my, Satan took so much damage there, but then you have the piece of the Abyss. It lands on the Dogman, but all for nothing.
Not enough.
Because the rest of Sentinels were able to play around the other side of that portal perfectly fine, and they were just waiting for We Lost to go through the mouth of that portal. Another stall potential here, but it's nothing here. Sentinels are cleaning up We Lost fight after fight.
So the answer was Dongmin on the Rogue. We finally got there for Sen, and they look so much better. I mean, We Lost it allowed Rogue to get through, allowed Cyclops to get through, allowed like some of the biggest heroes that you can possibly play to get through in the previous 2. But now Sen finally putting those pieces together.
I've been doing
see
some
why
side
those
projects
bans can
for
be
Jay,
very
but
important. And if
it's
Sen are
definitely on
able
my
to go
list.
on and win this one, I wonder whether strategy will change in the ban phase for We Lost.
This is huge here. Remember we were talking about before, Gaskin, it's how long it takes before you get that ban onto the Cyclops, especially on a map like this. Sentinels having these 3 ultimates. Rage Royal Flush is going to start, but it's a little too late to save Rymazing, who goes down at the hands of Zatex. Now the Elsa is the next one to go. Kendrick comes in too up the strap pool, but the dive down now from Yusher, trying to ice him, and Lucas just trying to force their way as a bouncer to harass this backline. The teleport does come out from the White Fox here, but it's the way that We Lost are holding this defensive position inside the side room.
Well, We Lost did so well. Sorry, Sen did so well to deny We Lost there. Jitwood wasn't able to really convert after they got that opening pick. Now with Kendrick going down as well, Sentinels can start marching towards these stairs. And sometimes this choke can be quite difficult to break through, but Sen have made it look somewhat comfortable, and they've still got 1 minute 12 on the clock to try and push this all the way.
Oh, hey, Chica. Yeah, I
Good enough
turned
time here, but at
blonde.
least trying to clear up this space so that way you're not caught off that low
I
ground.
was cosplaying as Jay.
Now coming in together, and we only shoot a matchup from Korova, but it gets deleted. The It's Jeff
Ooh,
does get 2 in the process. So Santos trying to get away. Ruby Rush.
You gotta spit out your allies, though.
Hasta la vista, as Santos does manage to get them off the map.
Wow.
I mean, that's your main aim. Just try and get away, survive, and hope you get a little bit of healing from your strategist as well. And it will win the fight for We Lost. And it will eat away at that time for Sen as we get a pause between these 2 teams.
Who did that?
We Lost. They were able to win that engagement, but Sen are close to this final point. maybe one last push, potentially two,
This is
with a portal here, Vic.
probably from the Sentinel side, right?
And it's like
Is
less
this one
than
of those
a minute,
tactical
I believe, here, too.
pauses?
So just trying to take a pause, maybe a little tactical pause here, but it's a lot of
We're
momentum
waiting on another cat
that
video on the
Sentinels
YouTube channel.
are rolling with. The highlight
We're
to this, though,
working on
Gaskin,
it.
is
We're
the
working
change-up
on it.
in the pick and ban phase. Also feel like, yeah, we lost just had taken so much time to finally regroup together.
Oh,
they were getting
amazing
isolated, though, and
DC.
one by one, as they were trying to engage, they were still down
His
like 1 to 2
keyboard
members in a lot of those fights.
They were.
Oh,
They just
Flamme?
have the better composition.
If it
now,
was the
with,
Gambit, then
without a
yeah, it was
shadow of a
Flamme.
doubt. They have the better lock and ban phase. They have the heroes that they need, and the switches they
Would
made
I
of who's
say
playing
100
those
Thieves
heroes
is my
has
favorite
also
team?
been the main factor
Is it
here for
your
Sentinels.
guys'
And
favorite team?
It's a breath of fresh air because it was looking pretty dismal after the first two. It was looking very worrying if you're a Sentinels fan, but even
My
if they
favorite
lose this game,
team-
right? Even if they go on to lose this game, I still think what we've seen just in this game alone,
don't
and the fact
know.
they've been
I
able to adapt
kind
to
of
the
like
lock
the
and ban
name
phase,
STD
it
because
shows
it's
that
funny.
they still have a good chance going through these playoffs. in general.
But
I agree, right? It's literally the
Team Liquid
adaptation that we're seeing
Citadel's super
Sentinels play out here to
strong.
see what's going to happen.
So
on the
I
other
think
side of
that's
this
my
pause
favorite
as
in
well,
terms of
because the way
like
that
if
they've
I
been
was to
playing
put
right now, even making those
money on
adjustments,
the line,
aside
I
from the
think
pick
I
and
would
ban
go
phase,
with
the way that they're playing, the
Team Liquid
isolation that we're
Citadel.
seeing with the Angela 2 to contest of the skies in a map like this, Gaskin. When you have that vertical advantage here, you get to not only find this displacement, but then you get to harass those individual players over onto the back line before resetting.
My favorite team is J3.
So a player disconnect, I believe, just means we can have a temporary pause. Always thankful for any pause mechanic in any esport, by the way, as once upon a time when I used to play and compete, we didn't have such things. Instead, you would have to get a full reset every single time. But the pause
Hey,
happens,
no
the players are going to
problem,
be reconnecting,
Noah.
and we'll get right back into this one. I will say, though, it is going to be, of
Happy
course,
to
a
be here.
momentum
Happy to be
shifter.
here.
There is a good
Oh,
chance
Swamp
to
Gaming's
discuss as
a
well
really good
for a
team
lot of
as
these
well.
players of how they want to approach the rest of this game here, Vicky. And even though it's been a good push so far for Sentinels, it could come down to speed here, right? If they
Am I
can get all
going
the way
pro?
to the third,
Oh,
can
you
we lost do
know,
it faster,
like
give themselves an
Jay,
advantage
I
going into
can't
overtime? It would be
compete
nice
at
to
the
get an
pro
overtime,
level
I think,
because we got to
today,
give
because
these
we
other
haven't had
kids
one
a
yet.
chance, you
That
know?
is very true, right? And even going the distance beyond like a game number 3 would be nice here. Just making sure that Flamme is also loaded back in.
We are
with the rest of
thinking of
Sentinels, and
getting
I
a
mean, with the way
fourth
that they've been
cat.
playing, all pieces here
We're
are
torn.
needed with these
It's
adjustments
either a
that we're already
fourth
seeing
cat
from them.
or a
Just making
first
sure that
human
everybody
baby.
is ready to go here before we
But
unpause. But again,
technically
also
Jay's
highlighting
a
what's going to be on the
baby,
other
so I
side of
guess
that
it'd be
will
like a
less than
second
a minute on the
human
clock for Sentinels
baby.
to get to the third checkpoint.
Yeah, one last push and a
Oh,
portal
yeah,
play, so probably two
that's
here.
true.
But
Navi's a
again,
really good
yeah,
team
we
as
lost about the
well.
time to discuss, but so have Sentinels, to say, how do we break this one? How do we actually make sure
I
we
also
push this
really
one the full
like
way? As we
some
are
of the
back
Asian
underway,
teams.
Flamme's off the map. Sadly, I remember there's probably a disconnect, so that's probably
Team
what happened.
OUG
So Sen are now going
is
to
one
be
of the
able
stronger
to
teams from China.
just
so
rebuild
I
here. It's
have a
25
soft
seconds,
spot
Vicky,
for the
actually. It's a
Asia
little bit
teams
less
as
time
well.
than that is ideal, but it is enough to have one walk up before you portal.
If it's needed here, have a contribution though from Crimzo, just going to be able to group everybody together before trying to recontest here on the point. A nice little back
Damn.
tap, by the way, keep your eyes on it.
YWL
because
is
the rest
doing
of
so
YWL
well,
now
and now
have to
they,
deviate their attention onto Crimzo, who goes right back to the rest of his team and right
Kinda
basing
lost
having
that
the lead in
momentum a
finding
little
Max.
bit.
Mass going down, but we'll be straight back up shortly as the rest of Sen are just backing off a little bit at the moment because they are worried about the dive that's happening from Jit.
Oh my God, look at Flamme going to town on that
any
piece
of these
of gun.
KOs and give your team a chance. Also, Galatrox came out at the same time, but Crimzo and Karova, they
That
worked together
gun's
to take down
fighting
Zaytex
for
and
his
Luca.
life.
Jitwood does finally get one, but all the meanwhile, he's losing some, and we're
Oh,
seeing a
he
3v3
died
making it
with
2
the
versus
ult.
1. Somehow, yeah, we lost him come out on top here as overtime ticks away, and yeah, we lost Will deny Sen. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Feels
Sen got the
bad,
openers, but
man.
yeah, we lost Hellstrong.
And then Xantho just doing
But-
his best
but it was a
Halo
good push.
Princess impression, just waiting out, making sure nobody comes in from any cheeky shenanigans from Sentinels. But even crazier to highlight is the way that Jitward continues on this domination. But the biggest pick there was the isolation onto Flamme, who got the Rager Royal Flush at the very end when he was already low.
I'm sorry if this is a
Even
dumb
when
question, I'm kinda new
lost
here,
those two
but
members
do
who
you
were
and
also
King Jay
incredibly
gets-
low on that push,
There's no
they
dumb
came
questions.
to back up Jitward, and it stopped
Welcome.
any sort of contention from
We
Sentinels.
don't have kids yet,
It's penny time, baby. I thought maybe yeah, we lost would have tried it themselves, but you've got to look
but
at the
it
stuff.
is definitely something
Was
that
the
we're
big one for
planning
me.
for.
Yeah, we lost. They tried
in
to
the
be
near
very
future.
aggressive onto the point defensively, and it didn't pay off. And then they were at 6s and 7s after that, right? And,
still
oh, God, I've said it. All the
proving
Zoomers
if
are gonna
he's
be
dad
happy, but
material or
you
not.
are going to see now a very different strategy
Listen, if
employed
Jay
here by
can come
Sen,
back
who are
with
gonna
a
go
hot
slightly more
dog, if he
defensive, utilize
remembers,
that spider nest on the penny
I'll
as
think
well
about
to
it.
make sure that this is just going to be like an impenetrable force.
He's gonna
and
forget
not
the hot
allowing
dog.
anyone to get through that initial point thanks to the mines that are on board.
It's always nice to see here, too, with the way that Dogman plays around the penny. Right, amazing, by the way. MVP after that push.
Careful, baby will be bold too.
Fantastic thus far.
We're
in
not
capitalizing
worried
off
about
the
that
Cyclops and
because
Wolverine team up.
babies
Now,
get their
flipping the
hairlines.
script is going to be, yeah, we lost. See how they're going to be able to roll out
Luckily,
here
I have
on the
a
attack.
lot
this
of
time.
hair.
And as expected, it's a sitting back on the choke for Sentinels. And not only do they have the Penny
My
Parker,
wife
you've also got
and
Yusha onto
older
that
than
Wolverine.
either,
So you have the
up to be
Wolverine
adopted.
Cyclops combo
Hell yeah,
here, which
Lantern.
could be very detrimental for Yeah We Lost, and they may regret the bans that
Hi
they
there,
went
Papa
for in the
J.
end. But if they can just get that opening pick here, and also if they can take down that spider nest, they will have a chance to try and break through.
Be a lot easier for them. Xantha taking a huge chunk of that damage here as Atex now takes over to the skies, calls out on the Wolverine. That is Yusha Flamay. He'll be able to back away, though, heal himself back up, and as Dogman does get frozen, Flamay is able to find Jitward. Great way on stopping the dive oppression, as Luca wanted to go in for a follow-up immediately afterwards,
Oh,
but they're down in numbers,
Jay's
and they're taking a huge
on his
chunk
way
of
to
that
Costco
damage.
right
Crazy
now.
thing is about the spider nest, it becomes a 7th player
But
almost. You have to take it down.
he should be getting
it has
his
to be a
phone
focus.
soon.
And with your focus
if,
elsewhere,
if everything
it
goes
allows
right.
the rest of the team, right, to focus on something else and potentially delete you. So yeah, we lost. Sure, yeah, they got rid of the spider nest, but they lost players along the way. And now as they re-engage, another nest is up for Sen to be able to work
How does
with
it
here.
feel
And this is
being
where the
a
struggle can
balding
sometimes
man?
happen on Central Park. It's so difficult against the Penny, so we need to see a bigger,
You know,
and
it's
better
one of those
game
things.
plan
Like, have you
from
guys
Yeah We
ever
Lost.
went shopping
Feels
for
so good, too,
something?
when you get that speed boost, the extra healing as well, when you get up to 300.
and you're
65,
like
and
on the
then you have
surface.
Ruby Rage coming in, and the dance
like,
from Xanthos.
have you guys ever gone out to buy a watermelon and you didn't really like look at it and you just picked it up? And you're like, oh, on the surface it's so like nice and shiny, it's gonna be sweet. And then when you get home, like you turn around, you're like, oh my god, there is like a huge
But it's fun now as we lost
hole in the back of the watermelon that you didn't really look at.
We're able to
That's kind of what happened when I first met him. I didn't even look at the back.
Yeah, we lost. We were able to get some picks, but just not quite enough. And again, that spider nest
I
is going to
didn't
be
find
focused.
out until
It
much
does lose all
later,
its health,
you know?
so now off the
I think
spawn.
they call it,
we
like,
lost are gonna
buyer's
get there a little
remorse.
bit faster. Glartrox comes out as well, that Apex Predator. Did you connect with anything is going to be the real question. Dongmin is going to have ult available, though, so that's going to be a very important factor here. The Spider Sweeper could be a big difference maker as they try and enter.
I
They do commit to the Razor Royal Flush, so holding on to these ultimates because Crimson, no need here when you got that team up between
all
Rose
jokes aside,
and
when
Gambit. You let the double
when
out
I
now,
found
you're
out that
Jitward,
his
but you
chat was
lost
making
out
fun of
on
him
the
for
wipe
being
outs
bald,
earlier.
I actually
my.
did not. I didn't understand
No
at
way
first.
that Yusher just took on that last stand, slammed down and dunked next.
Damn,
onto
okay,
Luka.
Sentinels.
One by one, Sentinels are back on this defensive driver's seat.
Frustrating for Yeah We Lost. They got so
why we
close.
skipped
They
the
almost
two back
tasted the
shots on
first
the
point,
first
but
day.
sadly they have to go back to the drawing board once more.
He
Spider Nest back up, and Dongmin still has Spider Sweeper available,
Okay,
by the way. So
but,
even if that nest goes down, you have the backup of the ultimate to just reapply the pressure of those mines on the floor.
You know-
as Crimzo now also utilizing ult to get aggressive and in the face of Yeah We Lost.
It's
as
not
Ryan
like
follows
I'm gonna
up.
be
Even though the
behind him,
invisible
you know what I
boundary has gone
mean?
down,
Like-
Yeah We Lost have lost 2. This is gonna be very difficult.
When you're getting down to
Kendrick and
business,
Zatex
like
too,
it's
unfortunately,
really
right?
not
So now,
a big deal.
Luca at least capitalized off of
Okay.
Amazing's over aggressive positioning, but he has.
Please
that
don't make me elaborate
rage
on
at the same
that. I'm
time.
sure there's
Jitward
a
now
lot
trying
of
something different,
underage
though. If he keeps
people
getting shut
watching,
down by the
and
anti-dive, now Dogman comes in, sees the push. It's gonna be about how that sweeper now activated, and the portal play is gonna
know,
come in this time at the
only
hands of
30
Crimson,
seconds
right now
left
early on the road.
on the clock.
You get a mine, you get a mine, you get a mine. Right, Amazing now says you get a
I
beam to the
think-
face.
I think
says
we should
Yusha.
focus on the
And
game,
Amazing
guys.
team up to be able to delete the rest
Wait,
of Yeah We Lost.
Sentinels
and sadly,
is
they
crushing
are
it, though.
dropping. Even
Okay.
the fate of both worlds has come out here. I think it might be a little bit too late. 20 seconds left on the board. I think they already may have used the
This is a
portal as
really
well. So
good
Yeah We Lost is
hold.
going to have to try and push this one naturally in the neutral. And sadly
Oh.
for them, I don't think it's going to go too well.
I mean, we're amazing. You're looking behind them, right? You got less than 10 seconds how you contest here on the point. Match goes all the way up. Oh, God of Thunder coming
What?
crashing down on nobody's head, but Kurova does get frozen. Has a Kumio unleashed. Isolates Right Amazing here, who's been the threat from Sentinels, and with overtime now activated, taking down Yao.
What
he
was
lost.
that
Need to
Thor
hold
ult?
on. Zatex the only one on the point and is forced to stare down at the
Oh
rest of
my
Sentinels
goodness.
and Yusher on the other end on the
W.
last stand. Sentinels said no 3-0 here. Sentinels with a desperate attempt on the portal play, and Crimzo was ready on the counter portal as Sentinels, they hold their defense, and we are going the distance, Gaskin.
A far better performance from Sentinels. It was a better lock in ban phase. it was a better strategy, and they looked more comfortable on
we
some of
have a
these more
possible
meta heroes
reverse
as well.
sweep.
They just had the better heroes available to them. Completely won in the lock and ban phase. And yeah, we lost. Now need to take a look at what they are letting through, because it is not going to work out every single time. That being said, yeah, we lost will get map pick now. So that technically does give them the advantage. They can go for something that really works with their playstyle. But it means we don't get a 3-0. We are going to map number 4 here between these two teams. We'll have to see how that one plays out.
I don't know if I do ads now or... Because I don't really know how long until the next... I guess do ads now so that you guys don't get the ads during the actual game, right? Okay. So, sorry guys to everyone who's not subbed. We'll be right back. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, we apologize. Emily, you can't leave until Sentinels performs a reverse sweep. Yeah, Sentinels is a really good team. I know it's easy for us to like backseat coach and say this person should be on this hero and they shouldn't do this and blah, blah, blah. It's tough. Like, I'm sure there's a lot that we don't know. They don't sell iPhones, babe? Why did I come here? Okay, first of all, they do sell iPhones. I sent you the link. But you know what they do sell though? Hot dogs. Okay, wait. They sell iPhones. It was on the website. You're telling me you drove all that way and you're not gonna get a hot dog? They don't sell iPhones, but I've literally bought laptops from them before. They do sell Apple products. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Do you want to go to the Apple store? Like, if you really want a phone tonight? Hi there, Crash. Welcome back. Most elaborate plan for a hot dog. Yeah. Yeah, Welky is correct. They'd sell it through... They have like those little kiosks inside, no? Oh, Honey Badger, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Freda Guangguang. Oh, website only, I see. Okay, well then just come back and, you know, buy it from the website. Okay. This is kind of my fault because I should have predicted that Jay doesn't read. I should have read it. I apologize. Yeah, just get a hot dog and come back. And I'm open to a pepperoni pizza as well. Yeah, and a Costco pizza. Watch Jay not gonna bring the hot dog. He might not. Jay was at Costco because I told him that he can get an iPhone there, which according to their website, you can. And then he got to Costco and realized they don't have iPhones. I'm not sure why. Why not just go to the Apple store and get one from the official place? Because Costco generally has better deals. Yeah. And he does have the option to fix it for 550. And I forgot, I don't know how much it is if he did it from Apple, but it's expensive. Yeah. 550 is a lot, especially when in a few months they might come out with a new iPhone 18. I just what do we do? Do we fix it and just kind of wait it out? As a former AT&T employee, Costco don't really have better deals. They just slap BS on your account and call them deals. Well, I've never tried to buy a phone from Costco, but I did get a laptop there. And when I compared it to like Apple, it was a really good deal. Oh, but the only downside is that the laptop that I got from Costco, the packaging wasn't as like, it wasn't in like that fabulous white box that Apple gives it to you. And I was like, it's fine. It was a cardboard box, but it's still really good. Yes, I think Jay could just get a Samsung phone. Yeah, why does Jay need a phone? He has a PC, exactly. He doesn't have anyone he needs to call. Give it to you in a plastic bag.
Welcome back, everyone, to Marvel Rivals Ignite.
Hi there, Pug. Welcome in.
No,
Kia is the way to go.
Back here to make it 2-1. They dominated Central Park. Yeah, we lost. Couldn't even break the first point in the end. So the strategy was employed perfectly here.
What about Papa J?
I
could text Papa J for him.
This next lock and ban phase, because it's been a little bit of a back and forth between these teams. Yeah, we lost. We're kind of letting certain heroes go through. Sen didn't really capitalize on that to begin with, but now they have found a way.
Who
to
am
make
I
it
rooting
work.
for?
Changes things up. Yeah, we lost.
Man, Dogman Penny is just
Okay, well,
else
I
nobody
like
is,
to see
taking care of
good
his
sportsmanship.
nest,
I
right?
like
And it
close
goes hand in hand with
games.
the fact that Cyclops is banned for Yeah We Lost.
While
Certainly
I
did see Zaytek
do
pull
think
up
Yeah We
on the
Lost is
Elsa,
super
but
fun
it's
to watch
difficult
because they
when
just
the rest
they
of
play
your
like
team is forced to be very split
they play
up.
mystery heroes
Great
sometimes.
news for
You never know what to
Sentinels,
expect.
the Sen City Believers,
But
giving them
I
their
do
energy
really
to see
want
how we can
Sentinels to
progress through
win.
that pick and ban phase to
They
work
haven't
out
had a
for
really
Sentinels' favor as a
good
Ryan
run
Mazing.
this
Look at
season,
that
it
face,
feels.
man. Ryan Mazing taking the MVP.
They lost a lot of
50
winnable
and
matches, though.
6.
I think for this one,
Yeah, you see what happens when you get to play
I might
Cyclops
root for
against
Sentinels.
no one else, right? You don't have to play another Cyclops. Instead, you're going up against an Elsa. Very different matter. Even though there were a couple of times Ryan Mazing did get picked off by the Daredevil from Jitwood, for example, it's still
Surprised
just
he's
such
this
an
quick and getting.
impressive
He's
hero to go
so
up against.
impulsive.
The amount
Oh my
of
god.
damage with the AoE from the laser beam.
He's so
Insane
impulsive.
to go
Like,
and try and compete with. And you can just really
6
see how
months
it helps
ago,
Sentinels cross
when
the
his
finish line
ass was
initially, but everyone playing their part.
a little bit
as you
smaller,
mentioned, Dongmin initially on that penny
he
being able to
he was
do
obsessed
so
with these
much work as well.
Calvin
Yusha
Klein
actually on the
boxer
Wolverine
briefs.
was such
And
a
we
big
saw them at
part of their
Costco.
victory as well with some
He
of the picks
bought,
that
I
he was
swear to
able
God,
find.
like
Yeah,
a
that last
lifetime's
time, too, and the
worth of
isolation
those
that we
boxer
saw
briefs.
from Yusha
And
was
now,
chef's
6 months
kiss,
later,
and then
his
combine
ass
that
is
together
so
with the
fat,
team up
he doesn't
was
fit
really
in them
nice.
anymore.
Korova, too, by the
So
way, putting down not only the healing,
we
but the
have,
damage output
like,
when he gets to teleport and get a lot of these follow-ups too.
I don't know,
You
like
take away
5,
that big
10,
tool
10
that
pounds
Zaytek was
of boxer
really leaning
briefs
onto for our last
that
previous
have
2
nowhere
maps.
to go.
The Vanguards can only do so much, right? When you need some help in trying to go in for these diving compositions, but even Jitward was forced to swap off the Daredevil.
Yeah, his ass
when they
doesn't even
couldn't
fit in them
break through
anymore.
the
And
Sentinels
like,
defense.
we can't
Could not break through
return
in the
it.
end, and
So I guess we'll just
a little
donate
bit
them. Why did he
frustrating,
buy
I'm
so
sure,
many?
but
I
they
don't
have the cushion. They were
know.
able to go 2-0 up, and they were able to have
Wait,
one of these
Costco return
matches, right?
policy
They're
is
probably
crazy.
saying, "Look,
It
let's
is,
keep going with the same strategy
but
in the lock and
we
bans."
don't have a
It was Sen's pick
receipt.
on
Does
the
that
map as well. We
does
know
that
what they're
still
going to try
fly?
and do defensively. They didn't opt to go for the penny ban, which did surprise me a little bit. But now, yeah, we lost. Get the choice of map here, so they're going to be switching up to something a little bit more comfortable.
Apparently
for
Jay
them,
went to
something
T-Mobile.
that
They don't
really
have one.
capitalizes on their
You know,
playstyle instead. And
maybe
perhaps
this is
could be
good
a
for you.
detriment to the way
Maybe
that
you just
Sentinels are
need
trying
to
play
be
here.
off your phone for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely seeing how that's going to also go into that map 4, right? Because we've already gone through, obviously,
Hi
starting
there,
off on Dom,
Dominic.
Convoy, and Convergence.
Thank
Now
you.
moving over to something different here. On to perhaps Tom is what I was expecting here as we wrap back around. But
Wait,
with a
sorry,
different mindset, if
actually, you just
are
need the same
Sentinels,
card?
After looking
Oh my
at that
God.
pick and ban phase had went.
Okay, I'm returning all of those
Yeah,
undies
Sentinels are
then.
going to be feeling a lot more comfortable, I would imagine. They're going to be saying, all right, things are working. We know who's going
Wow,
to play
Costco doesn't
certain
require
heroes now. If
paper
they
receipts,
allow
just a
Rogue
membership
to get through again, we know that Dongman can be incredible on it as well.
Okay.
Was just absolutely
That's
tearing through. Yeah, we lost when we saw him
amazing.
on Rogue initially. And then having that confidence to be
You
able
know
to
what?
switch
We're
over
gonna
to Penny
return
as
all
well.
of those undies,
Now, where
and then
will we
maybe
be going?
we'll have
Oh,
enough
okay,
money
this is
to get
somewhat familiar.
Jay's phone
And I guess,
fixed.
yeah,
Oh,
if you were going to go
man.
anywhere for Yeah, We Lost, Museum of Contemplation does seem like the perfect fit for how they like to play.
Yeah, my brain going over to the MRC rule set here.
Sweet.
Going
Okay,
over
thanks,
onto Convoy
guys.
once again, so not doing that snake draft here when it comes to going through these maps. Museum of Contemplation. Surprise, surprise, Gaskin. We haven't seen this one before. One of our America's favorite maps to go
My
in for a
ex literally
counterpick.
returned a used
Counterpick
litter
is
box.
there, just taking a look at how all teams have been performing.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's-
Sentinels are
that's another
4-1
cat's problem.
on Museum of Contemplation throughout the group stages, so I think they'll be pretty happy with this one. Slightly surprised on this pick, because actually, yeah, we lost a 0 and 3.
Okay,
well,
Museum
this
of
is
Contemplation.
This is intriguing,
interesting.
Vicky. This is certainly not something that statistically makes sense, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Surprise, surprise. All right, that's quite interesting. Maybe they've been practicing, like, when they've had that slight break and trying to get a lot
My
better
boss
here on Museum
returned
of
a vanity
Contemplation,
mirror
but one
last
of
week
them
that he
of our region's favorite maps for those of you guys. Not surprised here. Before diving into the action, though, and seeing what We
As
Lost
a
can now
Costco
do
employee, I've
differently
seen people
after
return things from
going
10
in
years ago.
for
He still
very
accepted it.
similar
Oh,
pick and bans
wow.
that was working for them in the first two maps. After Sentinels were able to make the
That's really
adaptation
nice.
that
I've
they
never
needed
tried to
make it that
exploit
second
the
map didn't go
return
their way.
feature.
I guess one way to look at it is
Someone return a 3-year-old
because
couch
we've seen
because
so
they don't want
much
to
of
move with
Sentinels
it.
on Museum of Contemplation. There's a lot of VOD to study, and even with us changing metas now going into 8.5, it's a different
I like
game. There are
that.
different heroes
I've
that are
been a
going to be
member of
part of it.
Costco
Cyclops
for,
now in the fray. That being said,
10
game plans
years
and
now, I
strategies
think.
can sometimes still show the same kind
Always
of
been
patterns.
really happy.
And maybe, We Lost have got a read on Sentinels of how they're going to go into this one. And I'm also very curious about this lock and ban phase as we are now into it.
Sushi's
It's going to be the
back 'cause
same
she's
percent. It's going to be
scared.
Mantis and Rogue that are banned away.
But yeah,
We
one
Lost
time
are going to
I
opt to keep the gambit.
bought a bunch of
Now,
batteries
this is where
from
it gets interesting
Costco.
though for We Lost.
And
How
I
do
guess
they
I
change up?
forgot them
Do
in
they
my
switch
cart
up
as
to
I was
more
loading
meta
them
decisions here
onto
and
the
take away
car.
the Rogue now that they've just seen Sentinels are looking a little bit more
And
comfortable.
I went
Especially
back the
Crimson,
next day. I
right?
was like,
if
guys,
you-
I'm
if
pretty
they know
sure
and
I bought
expect,
batteries.
Sentinels, yep, that was perfect call out, Gas.
But
especially if they know that Sentinels will probably lean into.
I
getting
must
the
have
ban
forgot to
onto the
load them into
Cyclops.
my car.
That's important.
True
because
story.
Cyclops
Like,
is
I wasn't
pretty
lying. I wasn't trying to
right in her
abuse
face,
them.
even when she's trying to put
And
out her shield to protect herself. As Rocket is the next ban,
the
I do
staff
really
said,
like this,
"Okay, we believe
especially
you," and
seeing
they
that
just gave
Sentinels
me
are gonna be
a
rolling
new
out
set of
on the
batteries.
defensive side of things. That BRB just coming out in clutch as they get the protection on the Cyclops while banning it out against We
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, I mean, banning the rocket does give up Cyclops. I don't know
Oh,
how much
but
I
come
love
here,
it.
my
I
love.
think I probably, after what I just saw, I would have preferred
gonna
the
try to
Cyclops.
give you guys
ban.
a
That being
boba
said,
cam.
maybe just removing Rogue is
Boba.
enough and will just interfere with Sentinel's game plan. Or perhaps this was the decision, right? If they do take Cyclops, we get rid of Wolverine and
Oh
vice
my
versa.
gosh,
At least they
Reyes.
get rid
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
team-up
yeah. Get
possibility
those-
now.
get
And
those
Cyclops
jokes
and
out
Wolverine
of your
won't be able to work in
system.
tandem and be that much of a difficulty to deal with.
So it makes you wonder here too, like the Penny being a threat, right? But they're gonna opt to go for the defensive side and protect the Daredevil while banning out the Wolverine, taking away that team up after already seeing that they wanted to protect the Cyclops. They're gonna be able to ban out the Hulk, and that's still kind of the common factor here when we've seen the different looks of the pick and ban phase for both these teams.
Didn't know if We Lost going to pull out a thing ban or something just to throw us off, but
Yeah.
no, it's that is a little bit more what we expected coming into this one. That is what Emio was kind of looking at. Sure, there's a few different target bans that are coming in here or
Hi
there, but
there.
ultimately we're getting the more
Welcome
similar
in,
things
guys.
of taking away some of the more oppressive heroes like Mantis, Rogue, Wolverine
I am
going in there
the
because of the
mother
Cyclops
to
Protect
Jay's
as well.
kids.
But can Sentinels
Man.
get back into this fifth
I just love the
map
short of
here,
you
or
and
will
Jay
they fall and it be
harassing
a
Boba.
3-1
Thank you,
in favor
Hyzen.
of We Lost as they progress in the upper bracket? Remember, there is still the lower bracket. Whoever loses this one, Museum of Contemplation has not been kind to We Lost,
Oh,
but
sorry,
they have
that's
picked it here, and perhaps they have a game plan.
While Sentinels just have thrived here too, right? And that was with Dogman. I believe it was like
You heard
back
the
when they had
thunder, and I
fought
think you
against
got a
100
little-
Thieves on Museum of Contemplation when they were rocking out with the Penny. So looking back at that page
Oh, yes,
just
for
a few
anyone
weeks ago,
who's
here comes Sentinels
wondering
now feeling
where
pretty
Jay's
cozy.
at,
And Rymazing's going to be on that Adam Warlock.
he's
while
on his way
Corova's been
back
putting on a great
from
display
a failed
with the
Costco
White
trip.
Box while you already see
He
Dogman
thought
getting set
he
up.
could get a new phone.
This is going to tell us a lot. Just this first initial skirmish that's going to happen as well, with Sen going with the familiar 3-3 setup that we saw previously when they try and
Thank
defend
you,
at initial
Bree.
points. Yeah, we
I
lost.
don't
Can they
know,
break through? 3 Vanguards and 3
I don't know what those
strategists.
people were
Don't have to
saying.
worry about any duelists, but of course it means there's a lot of health, a lot of healing.
I
You
didn't really
are
read
looking
it,
at your duelist to be able to get behind enemy
but
lines and just try and
for
pick something
people
off on that
who
strategist side.
Mask has had enough.
are
He
new
took
to
care
the
of the Penny Nest, at
stream
least
and are like,
originally, and
oh
they
my
completely
god,
collapsed
you know,
as
Jay's
they
a
sandwich
woman now. Like,
Sentinels and start off
okay.
strong. They cleared up the point.
if you're
no
gonna come
stalling
into his
here,
stream,
and Rymazing is probably gonna even
at
cancel that
least
battle. Just
make
regroup with the rest of
tasteful
your team.
jokes,
Yeah, there you go. At that
not
point,
jokes
well, yeah,
that
we lost get extra
strangers
space.
could take in the wrong sense.
When
Okay,
can you would have missed it?
and then you can
That's
say
incredible from Yeah We Lost. That's what we would expect more so of.
we
There will
want
be
you
that
guys to
strange
joke.
portal on the other side.
But, like, make us laugh.
Sen are going to look to re-engage right away here.
It's
deny
not funny, and you can
stop
do better.
That car from moving, or the bus at this point, as Dongmin gets trying to position once more. Can he get a spider nest down is going to be the real question. Or is he going to be focused hard
The
yet
thunder
again
gets louder as
as Mask
Jay's punching.
continues to be a nuisance and bully the rest of the squad?
Oh man, they swapped sides by the way, and Goat Rovo, who is on the Adam Warlock himself, was the first to get taken out, and Rymazing gets off the White Box and goes over to the Cyclops. You gotta work onto what was allowing Sentinels to
is
take control over
the
that
stream
previous tap
died?
fights. And now, yeah, we lost the back-to-back now, Gaskin. They're already nearing that first checkpoint, and there is no portal play after Sentinels already used it.
No portal play, and
okay,
definitely no
'cause,
one even quick enough
you know,
to get
you guys
there.
know how
as Jitwood
Jay
now
has old school
quite literally
RuneScape on the
behind enemy
side?
lines, waiting to see
Apparently,
if
he
he
just
can
got
jump on
disconnected
anyone
from the
and make matters
server.
even worse
So
here
I
for
thought
Sen,
maybe
as they've not
something
really had a
happened.
chance to breathe with the speed of which Yeah We Lost have been
Oops.
playing so far, and it does not slow down. Rymazing gets deleted off the map,
Oh, that's
and
just
now they
it.
can have the extra player, and they continue
Thanks,
to
Crash.
jump. This is Yeah We Lost at their very core. Diving onto opposition teams, making them uncomfortable, not giving them a chance to even play the game here.
Oh my goodness, they literally are just dominating in the faces of Sentinels. They're one by one, isolating and splitting them apart, where Flamme is getting focused here by Luca. Now look at this ult economy. All the ults online here for Yeah We Lost. And now the Glartrox, just to be a thorn on the side and delay more time, just backing away, gets the double mark here too, onto the back end. But take a look at the cart. They know the stall is coming here right afterwards, because Crimzo Rosa on the Venom, and Zaytek splits his attention immediately afterwards as they let the devil out.
Mask again, though, does take down Rymazing, but there is going to be trades on the other side, as finally it looks like the push has been stemmed here. Yeah, we lose enough to make them back off. Sen have been able to stabilize, and finally they can take that deep breath that they have not been able to do so
720?
not been able to do so far. Mask does get shut down in the end, but that was one heck of a run for him to be able to dominate and bully his way
so
through.
blurry. I thought I needed
And on the
glasses.
respawn
This
here,
is
Yeah
much
We Lost have got plenty to work with in terms of ult economy, whether it be defensively or offensively here. This is going to be a difficult one to hold for Sen, but they also have stuff to work with as well. Ruby Rage is going to be there for Rymazing to output some damage. Freedom Charge there for Dongmin, essentially as a strat as well.
The handshake from between both Venoms going exactly to what they both wanted to do, and now following with the Feast of the Abyss, Jitward is going to be able to
Yeah, I'm
find
sorry about that,
Rymazing,
guys.
assembling the troops. It's going to be Dogman, though, as Sentinel try to reset on this
You guys
defensive
should not be
side. So
watching
you
it.
won't have the Ruby Race, but
Less
good
than
timing
1080.
on the reset from Korova. You have the Kumio Unleash and a huge ante onto
Oh,
Mask
this
and Kendrick.
fighting,
The follow
the
though,
thunder,
it needs
sorry.
to go through. That Jitward is able to find Usher.
Hey,
going
thank
all
you,
the way up
Bree.
and
Thank
slamming
you.
down. The God of Thunder comes in from Mask as he finds Korova next, and Jitward, they keep up this momentum, and they've now called out Rymazing, who's trying to back away.
Doesn't get away with it though, but the car is still moving. The bus has not been stopped just yet. And Sentinels, they're holding strong. Jitwood is about to come off spawn though, so you can see, Yeah We Lost, they're trying to hesitate a little bit, seeing if they keep everyone up, which they're doing very well at, may I add. Great work from the strategist right now to keep everyone alive. And now you are going to see Jitwood being able to re-engage alongside Zaytex.
Listen, these stalls have been insane. Ruby Rage now coming in just to clear out that side room now. And with the Rage of Royal Flush, could have come in clutch and doing a lot more of that extra damage. And now you have the 3-2-1 on the bread and butter of the Rage of Royal Flush and the Galactic Legend to clear out the rest of Yeah We Lost. The stall potential has been amazing in allowing Sentinels to regroup together and clear out that point next.
Yeah, that was great ult usage from Sentinels there. Yeah, we lost. Looked like they had the advantage in the fight, but it was timed perfectly. Wait for them to feel like they're comfortable, they overextend, and then you drop the Raging Royal Flush into the Galactic Legend, which is just such a difficult combo to try and deal with, alongside the damage that's being output here by Rymazing on Cyclops. So at least Sentinels are able to stall a little bit, but now yeah, we lost back on the point, and Sen need to contest this one, but they have been able to at least get a couple of KOs their way.
That would have
You're
been
just looking
tilting.
at the Glotcher slowly before reclaiming the defensive side of this point. I mean, Mask is side questing and trying to harass Flamay, but the PO's been amazing because then you have to look behind them because Crimso's basically doing the same thing that we've been seeing between Mask and Luca. Although the old combi is still favoring how we lost here.
You're not Jay?
Yeah, they've got everything now, right? There's nothing on the side of
Isn't the
Sen.
Mandela effect
If they've been tracking
when,
those ults
you
successfully,
think of
which you imagine
something
someone
and
will
then,
have that
like,
job, they'll know they have the
start
advantage.
seeing it
Let the devil
everywhere?
out comes through, and Rymazing going down
Oh
first is
my.
perfect for them. Yusha does respond with one, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to stop this.
You're really stepping up here too, but now you've lost out on two. You have the Kumio
Then what
Unleashed
am
that
I
is
thinking of?
activated now as Kendrick keeps everybody in this fight. For yeah, we lost. Zaytex trying to call out the Venom, who's trying to stall too, and you're down to less than a minute as they clear up this point, and they push.
Hi there,
Unfortunate for Korova.
Oh,
Way
never
as he
mind.
cannot keep that
Right.
stall.
There was a Mandela effect.
Yeah, Kurova would probably be a little bit frustrated that you've popped that one as well, because you would have liked to have saved it for the
Is that
next if you had known that you weren't going to
where
quite be there on
people,
time, which
like,
kind of forced off
gaslight into
of point
thinking
there.
something?
The bullying again from Mask on the Thor, who's just demonstrating still how powerful
okay.
Thor can be, even if not necessarily a meta hero at the
Yes.
moment, or certainly not
Jay
themed
was
one.
always an
Maybe
Asian
Mask
girl.
can just dominate the meta himself.
Also,
I'm just
Bleema,
laughing
to
because I
answer your
love hearing
question,
like the rivet hits here too. One of my favorite skins for
I would
Thor
just like
and,
a Costco
Mask.
hot dog for
So
July
just getting
4th,
the communication
but
done. Does
I
have a
want to
reset
stay
of the God of
home.
Thunder while Luca's looking to dive, trying to isolate Yusha, who's also
Protect
been a
my
problem.
kids from
But the freedom
thunder.
charge
They get
from
really
the rest of
scared
Sentinels keep them
on
in this
July
fight
4th.
while Yusha's just waiting for Flamay to get that Raging Royal Flush. Santos uses out the Fatal Worlds just so that way they can try to push up onto this, but now they don't have a defensive option once a Raging Royal Flush comes in.
There's going to be trades in the KO feed as well. Jitwood going down, but Luca also finding one. You will see the BRB being
Wow.
used though, so
Are you
that
guys
just
doing
gets
anything crazy?
Jitwood right back into this fight, but Rymazing starting to apply the pressure as Mask is just going
I
toe-to-toe.
know my babies hate fireworks too. Oh my goodness.
At the moment with Crimzo. It's Venom versus Thor. I'm sure that's been a comic book
Guys,
at some point, but
are you
Sen
still there?
are still backing off. Yeah, we lost, still pushing right now.
And that's the Thor mode actually here. And there you go, Raging Royal Flush.
There's
the
a
bread
storm
and butter
outside.
of the wind tree when it comes
So
to having your
whenever this
Galactic Legend.
happens,
And they called it perfectly
my
because
heart
they
just,
utilized
like,
that Fatal
sinks
Growth
for a
very early to
second.
prevent them from really restabilizing through that.
Often this third point can be the hardest one to push through as well. It's just a very long choke, a lot of angles that you can kind of dance behind and also get behind the enemy at the same time, as Zatex will pop Galactic Legend as well. For yeah, we lost alongside the Seer. It's just going to apply a lot of damage, but it's about actually finding these players. They've done very well to get behind those walls and use the objectives they can to survive and get away from the damage.
The Sia could do just a fraction of
Hi,
what this
there's
Raging Royal Flush
Superman.
could do if you get out of that line of sight. And Sentinels, they restabilize. They are locked and ready to go as they're looking at Yaoi lost less than 17 seconds on the point here
Hi,
for them
Alex.
to take it home.
Welcome.
Yeah, one
welcome.
last push here for yeah,
Who
we
do
lost
you
before they have
want
to start to worry
should
about a
win?
portal,
Oh.
but Sen, they don't
Well.
have any ults right now, so yeah, we lost definitely have the advantage.
Letting the devil out though. Here's Rymazing
I'm
is
happy for
trying to
both
back away,
teams,
trying to get
but
to the
if
health
Sentinels
pack. Now
won
Jitwood
this
tries to
one,
focus
they
down
will be
here on
really
Flamay,
close
who's
to
just
getting a
trying to
reverse
get
sweep.
away. That's 3 off the table as yeah, we lost have the number advantage and still holding on to Mask, having the God of Thunder and now finding Dogman next.
All right, so yeah, we lost. They get job one done. They've got the point. They start to push. Sen
He's
don't need to
back.
portal just yet either. They've got one natural walk-up they can work with. Yeah, we lost first player to go down. It's probably going to switch over to Strange and get the portal to go back in. Although remember, they do have BRB available for Kendrick, and they also have both
I'm so
Vanguards with ult right
disappointed,
now.
guys.
And
No
now
hot
having a
dog.
piece of Yves with a follow-up would be
No hot
insane
dog.
together with Mask moving
No
up as
pizza.
well. You get the baby,
No
let it
cookie.
spin here as Atex is trying
Not
to
even
follow
a
up, but
ketchup
Dogman
packet.
is
It's
still
just
able
nothing.
to find Jitwood. The threat off the table for now with
You
all
know
of them
what?
taken away. They're still trying to stall,
glad
but
they
the
didn't have
push is still
iPhones.
coming out from Now We
Bye,
Lost.
chat.
Victory in sight as Dogman now comes in, and Raging Royal Flush from Flamay allows you
I was gonna get you a hot dog if I could get a phone, but they didn't have a phone.
You see Mask.
Babe, you're not even
splitting his
online.
attention right on top of him, but he isn't.
The portal is going to be there as the push is still happening at the moment. Yeah, we're
You
not
were-
going to be
you
able
were
to
not even-
re-engage, but
this is-
Sen are
anyways.
winning this engagement right now.
No,
Mask
listen.
does have ult available though.
So I went to Costco. I drove 25, 30 minutes to go to Costco. I landed at Costco and I'm like, hey, there's an AT&T center but can I buy an iPhone here for my T-Mobile? They're like, no, this is AT&T. I'm like, okay. And then I go to a person and I'm like, hey, do you guys sell any iPhones? They're like, hey, only at AT&T. We don't serve iPhones to anyone else, but hey, you can get a laptop or something else. I'm like, that's not what I came here for. So I left. And then I searched up on your phone, T-Mobile. Thank God I brought your phone. And there was a T-Mobile closing in 15 minutes. I got there in 10. 5 minutes left. I was like, hello, can I buy a phone? They're like, depends. I'm like, what do you mean depends? They're like, let's see if we have it in stock. I was like, hey, I want this one in this color. He was like, nope. And I'm like, what? He didn't even check. And I'm like, well, can you check? He's like, no. And I'm like, well, can I use your bathroom? He was like, no. Does small man have a small bladder? I was like, what? And then I took my service somewhere else.
In the group stages, they have not won this map. You think back to when they played
Fuck that guy.
and they lost out to TSM on this one, giving TSM the path to qualifying for playoffs, by the way. Had they
Yeah, you have
lost
to probably
that game, they would
buy it
probably
online.
not have made it. So yeah, we lost. Have definitely bounced back. I will say, they had the opportunity. Jitwood could have switched over to Strange when he died, but he thought he had enough time to get back, which in theory he did. But it meant there wasn't enough time for Zatex after death to actually get back onto that Strange in time. Had Jitwood switched to Dr. Strange instead, perhaps they would have had one last chance of a touch. Anyway, they were able to get all the way to that third point, but just not quite converting. Can we see Sen match up?
I mean, this is very winnable here for Sentinels. It's going to be tricky here, the way that Mask is now rolling out on the cap. Zatex to match this of the Raging Royal Flush and the Galactic Legend that has allowed Yusher to pop off earlier. What was it, 14 finals that we saw originally, 24 and 5, and now Zatex kind of playing up the back end, but Crimso's still able to find Kendrick, and that's going to be huge because you won't have the BRB for this next upcoming fight. Big first pick off here. He's going to be
Sentinels won a round,
and the rest of YWL are dropping like dominoes.
Sen have woken up. Where was this Sen during maps 1 and 2 earlier today? It's like they were just barely waking up. They were maybe
now
just
that I'm
being
here,
a little
I
bit
watch them
tired,
lose, chat. That'd be so
lethargic,
funny.
But now suddenly they are back in form, and that is a fantastic first push for them. As yeah, we lost off spawn now. Gonna try and re-engage, but there's a lot of pressure being applied here by Sen. A very high line they're holding.
Knocking down on Amazing's case, but he already used a left shift before backing away and does not use the beam upward to get out of the line of sight of the Venom. Dogman taking a huge chunk of that damage too, and it says a reset on the contest as Yawi Lost are now up in numbers, just trying to enable them, and Crimso's looking for the reset himself, which is why he went off the map.
Yeah, Crimson just trying to regroup with the rest of the team, saying there's no point wasting time here, because time is of the essence, of course. It is about just trying to get to this first point as quick as possible. Give yourself as much time as you can in that final point if you can get there, because it is definitely one of the most difficult. But we will see the Raging Ruby is just going to come through. The Raging Royal Flush does combine well with it. And Amazing holds on, says I don't need to use the Ruby just yet. Instead, you get the Seer that's going to be on the side of Kendrick. That's really helped. Yeah, we lost him.
That was so unfortunate. Honestly, Amazing just wanted to be in that fight so that way he could get the combination of the Raging Royal Flush, but it was shut down when Kendrick uses a different iteration with the Sia onto the Galactic Legend to bring Zatex back up. And now Kurova was forced to use that Kumio Unleashed, does get a pick while he was at it. So they are up in numbers, and it means finding Santos means that they would not have the Raging Royal Flush until they re-engage.
I am trademarking Raging Ruby, by the way, when we do get the combo. It was so close, I thought it was going to happen, but with Amazing going down, but now he does get to use Ruby instead, and we will see Freedom Charge comes out as well on the side of Crimzo just to keep some stabilization for Sen, but yeah, we lost, still finding KOs, as Jitwood is still being a thorn in the side at the moment on this Daredevil.
Decent too in terms of the old economy, because now Yusher does have the Galactic Legend, but without the Raging Royal Flush in their hands here, and Jitward can easily let the devil out, where Amazing doesn't go down without a fight and still finds Santo though. And Yawi Lost are holding on to this defense before the dive in. Now comes in from Luca. You let the devil out. You see the Galactic Legend. You get the deflect. You're trying to stop him. Somebody look at him, and it's fine. He gets it versus Yusher in the 1v1, and he is bouncing on their heads like a Mario character before getting revived.
Wait, they're bouncing on it?
Yeah, BRB is going to help them a lot. They needed it because 2 have just fallen. Mask goes down as well. Mask not going to have that BRB instead. As Sia comes out alongside the Galactic Legend, and we will see it used ineffective as Atex to take 1 down. It could be a further as Crimzo tries to escape and maybe just gets around the corner. No, denied.
Yeah, there are 2 more matches
down, and this will
this
eat away at more time. Can Sen even get this first point here? Yeah, we lost, taking control of this choke.
This is such a hard stuck in terms of the choke and the way that the guy we lost have just been able to flip the script, the way they've been able to combo the Sia with Zatex and the Galactic Legend. It's been a thorn to their side. The Shishkova able to find the isolation onto Luca as he can't get away. But they do lose out on Dogman. Flamay was able to get that pick off of Luca originally, and now Korova fighting for their life, but has the rest of Sentinels to back them up. They're down to less than 15 seconds on the clock to get to this first checkpoint. And with the Raging Royal Flush, that could be more than enough. It won't have a combo though into a duelist ultimate because unfortunately it was desynced earlier on. But Flamay slaps Jitward back to the spawn room gates.
Yeah, Jitward has been able to consistently take Rymazing out of the game and not allow that Cyclops to really benefit from the Raging Royal Flush. But now Rymazing is going to have the Ruby Rage available in like 4% as we're into overtime. Yeah, we lost. Are going to be back up to a full 6. But they are just waiting for that final player to get into this engagement. You win one more fight and it is probably done. And you will win the series, but you should get to the opener on
I come back and Sentinels gets full health.
And overtime ticking down.
Come on, bro.
Have the
Am I actually bad luck?
Using up that charm. The Sia now coming in. And then double actually. They use the Raging Royal Flush together with that Sia because they need anything to deal with. You sure? Who is hailing from the sky?
That's crazy.
The Galactic Legend. Everyone's staying alive. And overtime taking down, but they let the devil out. Rymazing's one shot at the same time. And Dogman keeps everybody rallied together with a freedom charge, hailing off of his coattails, but looking at the isolation of their backline, trying to stay alive.
Oh, baby.
After Jitward finds Crimzo.
And it's going to be 1, 2,
Can I
3
get the
for
code
Zatex,
over here?
which will be enough for we lost a shutdown.
Damn, that actually sucks. I come back and they lose, but when I'm not here, they win.
Here, marching on in this bracket. Sadly for Sen, they could not even get to the first point here. Yeah, we lost. Have done their homework on Museum of Contemplation and look like a different team to what we saw in the group stages.
And you got a lot more time to work off of where your weaknesses were and not even threatening the defensive hold that Sentinels were trying to hold when they were on the defense with we lost. Flipping the script, they got the Rocket Sia, they have the Galactic Legend, and they were able to go back to back with it with we lost taking the entire series.
It was looking good for Sen initially as well. They looked like they, they had answers at the start. The first push also looked good, but they weren't really able to capitalize off the back of it. I will say it was a far better
I'll do the thing.
phase from
Sentinels lost YWL. Damn, that was my first prediction wrong today. I am never voting Sentinels again, chat, just as a heads up.
Although the statistics weren't